Hey, Crystal.
Hey, oh, I guess I'm not on Bluetooth. Let me
Yeah,
fix my headphones. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing just fine, thank you.
I gotta turn off, I guess, my other Bluetooth. Um,
Well,
I
while
I'm
we
just
doing
putting
that,
up
I
YouTube
was
over
gonna say
here.
for TikTok purposes, I'm 45. I am Native American. I was a pastor at one point, and I am now an atheist. Boop beep boop 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 beep boop boop beep boop beep 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 beep
Okay.
beep. Okay,
And why did you stop believing?
because using reason and logic, you have to like, say for instance, I'm just gonna use a completely different religion that I don't know nothing about it. If I were to go and start learning about Islam, and Islam told me that the prophet said if you gave 15% of your income to the cause or whatever you want to call it, then you would see a return, an investment in, I don't know, maybe 20%, maybe not even monetarily, but in health or in something else. And if you have that knowledge that's given to you and you prove it and it doesn't happen, then it's a fraud. And that's what happened to me when I was a Christian pastor. Things that you're supposed to see and experience while you're still alive, but they don't happen. The only time that people want to use prophecy or whatever is whenever you're going to be condemned for not believing. And you won't be able to
Yeah.
find out going alive. So that's the reason.
Well, that seems like a pretty fucking good reason to me. Actually, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I actually am having a hard time finding any good reasons to believe anymore, you know? I do like to hear people and why they believe, but good
Uh,
morning, everybody.
yeah,
Welcome in.
when you have promises that don't come true and you realize it, you have to make a decision. And my decision was, I don't care if I went to seminary, I don't care if I have a job as a pastor. I think this is bullshit, and I stopped.
Yeah. And that shows a lot of integrity too. I'm sorry. It really does, because a lot of people would keep going, especially if their livelihood is attached to it.
I mean,
So I think you started to say something. I don't know if your Wi-Fi is bad.
they fail to see that that belief system has hurt so many people in the past.
Yeah, it really has. It's hurting people today. It hurts people, and that's why I keep doing this. I'm gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna keep talking about how Christianity is harmful because people need to know. They need to understand. I hate to tell people this, but if you are messaging me right now, I can't see your messages. That's what my phone looks like now. By the way, I think that Tony lost cell service because he was kind of going in and out there. But Tony, thank you so much. And I hope you guys are all following Tony. Tony's amazing. Um, yeah, so this is on pause right now. This is the goal for helping me upgrade my equipment. You guys have already helped me so much. Everybody who supports the work I do, you guys are amazing. You have no idea. A lot of times it's really hard because I do help run the Deconstruction Junction Discord, which is really large and has become a big part of the community. And so running that and also trying to be a creator, a writer, and a mom and a grandma and stuff, it can be a lot sometimes. And so you guys have been helping me to try to get my equipment upgraded, and many of you have done amazing. And we are getting there. We did get some equipment, but I have to put the equipment on hold because anything I get right now is helping me get a new phone. I need about 400 for that. So before I could get to this, I got to get a about $400 together so I can get a new phone. But I'm not trying to get a brand new phone. I'm actually just going to buy a used one because I hate what it takes for us to have cell phones. And um, so I don't know, like I have to have a cell phone. So if I can buy one used, I feel a little bit better about it. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it makes sense in my mind. Makes sense for me. That girl said, don't have to make sense to anybody else, right? It doesn't have to, I guess. It really doesn't. Yeah, I'm looking into refurbished or gently used phones. Like, that's definitely what I'm looking into.
Hey, Crystal, how's it
Hey,
going?
Godwin, how are you? Can you hear me?
I'm not sure, but your show might be experiencing network problems.
Huh.
I don't think it's my phone. When you were saying it was happening to Tony, it seemed to be happening to your whole show.
All right. Do you guys let me know in chat if I'm lagging because I have really good Wi-Fi, so usually I'm not. Okay, Fennerson is
Well,
saying that I seem okay.
yeah, I guess I'm the only one then. I must be having trouble. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry I didn't come up the last time. I've been sick lately, and I just couldn't make it up on your show.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
hope you're feeling better now.
yeah, thanks. I am. I'm finally feeling better. I hosted my first live on Sunday, and that was fun. But it was
That's cool.
during unapologetic, so
Yeah.
it was a ghost town.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be kind of hard on a Sunday. You have unapologetic and Mezzo's ass. If you don't know what Mezzo's ass is, that is atheist Sunday school, and he does that usually on Sundays as well. So, and then I go live normally after ass for Decon Q&A with Crystaljae. So,
After the crack
it
of
can be
ass.
yes after the crackback I go live. But
Cool.
yeah, it's a busy day actually.
Oh, maybe I'll say hi to you then. I'm at work.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pop on and say
Oh,
hi. I'm gonna
thanks. I
get in trouble.
appreciate it. I hope to see you again soon. You guys make sure you're following Godwin. Godwin is a newer creator in the deconstruction space, and we just want to give all creators support. So make sure you give Godwin a follow. Thanks for coming up. I really appreciate you.
All right, thank you so much. Take care. Have a good show.
You too. Bye bye. Thank you so much for all the likes and the shares. And I know, thank you for all of those, but I still need about 25 more shares, 26 more shares. Um, but hi, Evil Llama. I'm not going to do a panel for a while. I'm a little overwhelmed with things right now, so I just want to have one or two people up at a time now. I don't want to do a full panel for a while. But if you want to come up today and you are a believer and you'd like to tell me why you believe, even if it's your personal testimonies are allowed here. I'm just trying to understand what you believe, why you believe it, and if you don't mind, I have questions about your beliefs. If you are not a believer and you want to come up and tell me why you don't believe in things and you want to just share that with me as well, the guest box is open. I do have a anti sermon for you this morning. Our next woman or women, girl or girls, named or unnamed in the Bible is Rachel. And so we're going to talk about Rachel today. And I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one. Hey, country, how are you? Welcome in, past. Welcome in, Hound. Good to see you guys. Welcome in, Evil Llama. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you guys for being here. Keep tapping the screen, sharing out the live. I still need about 17 more shares. We made the like uh, goal in 15 minutes, so that's great. So now if you guys can keep tapping that screen, because our goal in the 3 hours that I'll be live is 100,000. And if we meet our gift goal, I will stay live an extra hour. And that's how we do these things. Hi, Marquezes. Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, what's up, critically? Your name Crystal?
Yes.
I'm 33.
And are you a believer or a non-believer?
I practice Judaism. I'm a believer.
Oh, okay. So can you tell me why you believe?
I'm convinced based off of the biggest thing. There's multiple things, but the biggest thing is prophecy. So there was not only one, but I'm gonna give you one. There was a prophecy of Babylon, and this was about 700 to 500 BC. It talked about how Babylon would become desolate, basically empty, and never be rebuilt. Today's the population is currently zero. It's protected by UNESCO, the ancient portion of Babylon, and there were a couple of attempts to rebuild Babylon while it was getting destroyed. One by Saddam Hussein. One by Alexander the Great. The second by Saddam Hussein in 1990s, the early 1990s, when he.
That's true. Just for the little fact checking for the audience here. I'm just doing a quick check, you guys. If you want actual resources, go get it. Not currently occupied, but Babylon is not currently occupied. The city located in modern day Iraq has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is known for its historical ruins. But there's no sign of human habitation today. The last known habitation dates back to the 11th century, and the city has been largely abandoned since then. But when was the prophecy written compared to when it was fulfilled? Was it written post fulfillment?
So the latest text that we have, of course, that's what we have. Paper does dissolve, is the Septuagint, and how far the Septuagint goes back, I am not too sure, but it was way before the prophecy was fulfilled, which is why it's falsifiable. Because I know the Masoretic text is like newer. I don't know how old the the Dead Sea Scrolls is compared to the Septuagint, but I know the oldest text that we currently have is probably the Septuagint, and that's a play off of another text, so it goes far back.
All right, let's see what they say about when it was in. The prophecy was written before Babylon fell, but the Septuagint translation was made after the fall. The timing difference is crucial. Here's the breakdown. The prophecy itself, Hebrew originals. The main prophecy about Babylon becoming desolate are found especially in Isaiah 13 and 14, 21, 47, Jeremiah 50, 51. Dating of composition, Jeremiah 50-51, written during Jeremiah's ministry, late 7th, early 6th century BCE before Babylon fell in 539 BCE. Okay, so that's pretty, but the Septuagint it was just the actual first writing. So,
And keep in mind, this is only some of the reason why I can keep going. I can give a list.
Hang on.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they expected Babylon to fall. They knew it was going to. So is that like really like that would be like me going
who expected it? Yeah, give me that source.
Okay. Jeremiah speaks while Babylon is still the dominant empire. Jeremiah 25:12. When 70 years are completed, I will punish the king of Babylon and make a desolation forever. Jeremiah 59. Babylon will be attacked by a nation from the north. So those are all the prophecies. But what I want to know is,
give me who expected it, because you said right
that's
now.
what I'm looking. I was reading through what it had given me, but I want to make sure I give you something that's more
I did extensive on not only this one but other prophecies as well too. I never heard of anybody expecting, but if you show me them, I'm open ears.
Sorry, I'm making sure I get sources for you. Oh, but it's going on and on and on. Oh, why am I not logged into this? I'm sorry. Hang on one second. Hey, Godless Engineer. Hey, come on up if you don't mind. I'd love it if you came up because you probably know more about this than I do. We're talking about the fall of Babylon. I just did that. Oh, come on now. It just got rid of everything I asked it. It's just gone. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm asking it again. It just totally deleted my entire uh history with it for some reason. I don't know. I'm having one of those technical issues days where you're just trying to accomplish simple things and your electronics can screw it up.
No, you're
So I'm
good.
sorry about that. I didn't do that on purpose. Okay.
Are you?
Um
What are you looking up on?
I'm looking up right now on for resources
Like
through
on like on
Google to
ChatGPT or
find
Google?
Google, yeah. Let's see. Primary non-biblical ancient resources. The Cyrus cylinder, Babylon Persian propaganda inscription. A Persian era text presenting Cyrus as chosen by Marduk to take Babylon and restore order. This shows that Babylon's fall was framed as politically justified, not miraculous. Resources, the British Museum overview of Cyrus Cylinder. The Nabonidus Chronicle. It is a cuneiform chronicle, a contemporary, near contemporary Babylonian record describing events of 539 BCE, including the capture of Babylon and entry of Cyrus. The let's see.
What's
This
interesting
is
is this too. I want to tell you something
mhm,
very interesting about this. Um, the being falsifiable. The
mhm.
falsifiable words of this prophecy is never to be rebuilt. That's the
Okay,
part that makes it incredible
but
because no human can predict this about never to
well,
being rebuilt.
to to me, we can't prove that yet though because never is forever.
But I'm
We can't
saying,
say that it'll never. I mean, it hasn't been rebuilt yet.
but
That's what we can
since
say.
since 500 BC until
Yeah.
2026,
On
based
a
right.
kingdom that appears that everybody, even outside of the Bible, thought was going to fall anyway.
Can you show
So
me where
to
people
me,
thought this?
I just did. I just told you. If you check the Cyrus cylinder, you can also check Nabonidus Chronicle. Herodias describes Babylon and its capture tradition, some parts debated historically, but still important. This is where the Greek world thought about Babylonians fall. There were modern scholar
They
resources.
thought about it.
We have
But the thing that's falsifiable, you know what that is, right? Being falsifiable.
Babylon was politically unstable under Nabonidus.
You
Cyrus
know,
had a strong propaganda machine and military advantage. Many cities were flipping allegiance to Persia. Babylon was worth taking. So, yes, this was something that was foreseen. That's all I'm
no,
saying.
no,
And I
no, no,
think that a lot of times that prophecies are based on things
ma'am,
that we already can foresee.
ma'am. When you say things like never to be rebuilt, that's not foreseen.
Okay, but you can't. Okay, but you can't prove that it's never rebuilt either. Like
But
you
from
get like
real fast, from 500 BC and it's currently 2026. Currently, the prophecy
yeah.
is holding ground, and not only that, not only with this prophecy, I only gave you one, but the same thing with Tyre, the same thing with Nineveh, two other prophecies that are both written down
Oh,
about.
he screwed
Can I?
up the tire prophecy.
Hold on.
God
Can I
screwed
finish?
up the tire. Wait. You brought
Can
your
I
gish
finish real quick?
galloping. No. You're not
Well,
going to
thank you
gish
for the
gallop.
conversation.
Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Marquises. Oh boy.
No.
Yeah, I know you had him on the tire thing. You had
Yeah.
him against the wall,
Yeah. The
and he
tire
didn't want to
thing,
listen.
God failed on that prophecy 100%, man. He told Nebuchadnezzar, you're going to go in, I'm going to give you all their riches. And then they hid it all from him. He couldn't even get it. Okay. So I will let you up
Yep.
in a minute, but when you act like that, Mundane, it makes me wonder if you're of age. So now you can let me know in chat how old you are. Because I don't know if you are. We're talking. I have somebody up here. So, you know what I'm saying, Godwin? Like,
You know what Marquises wasn't considering, and I wanted to say to him?
What?
Oh, sorry. I think there's lag.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say that there's something called self-fulfilling prophecy that he has to consider, whether or not he knows the people did it or not. As long as you have control over the situation, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, in which case, this is the whole hole in prophecy. The whole problem with prophecy is if what's it supposed to prove? The only way for you to know the information hasn't been tampered with is to write it on a note and bury it and have someone dig it up later. As long as that information is being passed around, people have the power, the ability to manipulate it. And then all it does, if you did write a note and put it in the ground like a time capsule, all it does is prove that the person was right about something. It doesn't prove how they were right about it or if it was just by accident. So anyways, Crystal, it was just driving me crazy. I had to come
You can stay up if you'd like, Godwin. Hi, Mundane. You're 22, and are you a believer or a non-believer?
Yeah, I'm a believer.
All right. And why do you believe?
Yeah, sure. So the argument's just simply premise one, logic exists. Premise two,
Okay.
logic can be
Have a
fundamentally
good
predicated off
day.
anything
I'm not
substantial abilities.
into weird shit like that. What the hell? I've got a script. Let me read it as fast as I can so you can't actually have a conversation with me. Does that bring anybody to Jesus? I'm just wondering. Is because it does nothing for me. That is
Premise,
crazy.
you're wrong. Premise two, you're wrong. Conclusion.
It's not a debate, Pumpkin. So if you want to go tell everybody I ran, you go right ahead, Mundane. You go tell everybody that Crystaljae lady, she ran for me, and they're all gonna laugh at you. But you go tell everybody that, okay? You don't have to mute him. Whatever. Crazy. That's true. He was spamming. Milos, can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Hi, I'll be 30 this Friday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Are you a
Thank you.
believer or a non-believer?
Well, you know, I'm not an atheist, nor I'm a theist. I cannot say
Okay.
for sure and prove
So-
God's existence. Yes.
Right. So more like agnostic, but do you lean towards believing or lean towards not?
More like existentialist, because I think that our choices is what make our life, you know, worth living for. It's what we do in this lifetime.
Okay, but
You know.
is there no higher power involved in that then? So you don't believe in a higher power?
It's a good question. So far, there was no higher power to save this world so far, with all its sufferings, etc., etc. But I think there might be something, not the biblical God or Allah, or I just had a conversation with someone who is Muslim, and he thinks that all his existence is irrelevant because God requires obedience and he has to live for heaven and the eternity, which I think it's stupid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that we're pretty much on the same page. Did you always believe this way, or did you used to believe in a God? Were you ever a believer of anything?
Well, you know, I was raised up in Christian family. I am from Europe, and in my country, everyone is Orthodox Christian. And I have seen how these people behave behind closed doors. they're all going to church, all loving fictional God, etc., etc. But as soon as they go home, they like to insult, they like to talk about other people's, they like to lie, they like to steal, etc., etc. And then I realized, like the whole religion and church concept is pointless, and I have my own opinion that church is just an institution made for people to control, using fear, using Bible, and Catholic and both Orthodox Church, since I was Orthodox Christian, using the same book for centuries and repeating the same story to create fear and division, create wars, etc., etc.
Very true.
Very, very sad, actually, very sad.
Yeah.
I personally believe in the universe because that's something that I don't need evidence for. I can see it. I know that we're part of, one beautiful constant creation, and that this constant creation is always expanding, and maybe just it is very beautiful because we can never understand why it is like this,
Do you think that we were created then by something?
I want to, maybe it's kind of hypothetical. I cannot say that we're created by something for sure, but what I know is like that the mind should be the center of the talk, not God, because the consciousness is something that makes us, the our essence, what makes us people, like the oneness with the universe, because we are all one beings, we're all human, we're all participating in objective reality that you and me perceive. You have your own personal life experience, I have my own personal life experience, but we for some reason had to for example, meet here or share some ideas to elevate our consciousness on another level, not to use one book to justify something that we cannot comprehend with our human minds. You know what I mean? It's totally
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
And we know for sure.
Oh, you cut out.
Yeah, I've been attending history classes. I'm quite aware what Catholic Church did, and it had a lot of blood on its hands, and the church as institution is very, very bloody, very bloody.
Yes.
And that's a
yes.
fact. It's
Yes.
undeniable fact.
Yes.
So, and on the other side, I just cannot accept to believe in something that literally doesn't care about this world for centuries, for years and for centuries, is cold and indifferent towards your how can I say, existence. And even if that Jesus did die on cross, it still doesn't change the fact that I need to work tomorrow and that so many people are going to die baseless. There's no
Exactly.
reason, there's no logic behind it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We agree. Milos, are you some sort of pantheist or something?
Everyone says that. No, well, pantheism is like God is everywhere, but I believe that I'm more into we're all one mind, and the mind is us. Like we are
Isn't that
inseparable.
called panentheism? Isn't that
That
panentheism?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
there's it's just a title, but I think there is a name for what you're describing.
Well, it probably does. I mean,
my only pushback on that would be if what we are is our thoughts, and our thoughts are the electrons hopping from dendron to from dendrite crosses our neurons.
Yeah.
Then when we pass away and our atoms get used up by other microorganisms or creatures and become
Yeah.
one with the earth, I can see in that way we are all one. We all
Yeah.
come from the same star stuff as
Yes,
as they say,
from the same matter, from the same
but
matter.
we're not really communicating at that point. We're just
Exactly.
we're related in that way. Is that something you might be able to
Exactly.
get on board with?
Exactly. Exactly, that's exactly what I want to say. But I believe that
Cool.
if I'm not that interested in afterlife because I still don't know what to do in this life, since I don't have inherent meaning as a human being, I gotta create my own. The question of afterlife is not that relevant in this case, but I think that the matter is eternal and that we continue to exist in some other place since the universe is constantly expanding. I cannot say for sure I might not be continuing my existence in some other world, because I could probably. It's too big. It's too big for
Well,
comprehension, but
if your thoughts are your brain,
yes.
if your thoughts are your brain, and
Yeah.
these are the electrons hopping across,
Hmm.
based on how much sodium is in your brain and how much potassium you have,
Hmm.
those electrons join other atoms, and when you're gone, those atoms either convert into other atoms, or they get joined on or glommed onto something else.
Exactly.
I mean, for
Exactly.
example, if you just I don't know, died at sea, and you know were eaten by sea animals, you
Yeah.
become part of that, and you
Yeah.
just become part of. So everything that was your
Exactly.
thoughts,
Exactly.
everything
You
that was
become the
you,
void.
has been
Yes.
separated and
Yes.
no longer a
Yes.
thought anymore, no
Yes.
longer
Yes.
able to
Exactly.
think.
Exactly. You become the objective
No
reality. Exactly.
consciousness. So you agree
Exactly.
there's no consciousness at that point.
Well, consciousness, I'm very interested in studying more about consciousness, but I agree with everything you said, and I believe that we can become the universe when we die. You have the ability to see all of these worlds. You have the ability to experience everything, and I think that's beautiful. I mean, I want to say you become the void, Your essence, what makes you, doesn't exist anymore, and you become 100% one with the universe.
And you'll agree it didn't exist before you, right? I mean, it was all separate atoms what you are today, you consumed atoms to get to the height you are. You started out as a little baby, you had to consume. So you
Exactly.
agree that before you were born,
Yeah.
you weren't part of
No,
the
no, you
universe.
always were. You always were.
You
You
just
al
existed as an atom, under a stone somewhere, and an
exactly,
atom here and an
exactly,
atom there.
exactly, exactly, exactly. As soon
Okay.
you are in the thoughts, as soon as you think about something, it already exists.
Well, I don't have the time to go into the long term
Sure,
discussion
sure, but
about
that's
this, but that's
that
where
is a bit
this would go.
metaphysical. That is way too metaphysical and hypothetical, but that's why I like it. I love it. I love discussing about something that is not based on books. For God's sake, like those books are just nothing but evil, evil itself. So,
Don't use that word in this room.
Wait, wait, wait,
okay.
wait. Books
Ah,
alone are not.
Kidding, kidding.
Books alone are not
ah.
evil, okay? Books
No, 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 no.
inherently are
I'm
not
referring
evil.
to religion.
Let me
I'm
No, the
say hi
referring.
God word.
let me
Yeah, yeah,
see
yeah.
let me say hi to DC real quick. DC, how are you today? DC, you probably walked away from your phone
DC,
because
what's up?
we were yapping, but there you
Hey
go.
guys,
Hey,
What's
how
up,
are you?
Deconstruction? Nice to meet you,
sorry.
man.
I'm doing good. I was just outside actually.
Cool, cool. Well,
Listening in on everything.
I hadn't really had much time to talk to you in the past few days. I just wanted to say hi, and you're more than welcome to stay up here if you want. I'm just talking to believers and non-believers about why they believe or why they don't believe today. Do you want to share why you don't believe? You don't believe. Do you believe
I
in
do
anything?
not
I don't know
believe.
what you. Okay,
Well, you know what?
so
I tell Christians and, like pagans as well, that I believe God exists, right? But it is a concept that we created. And it's more of like a social studies type of thing. It's a social construct that we've created. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. Like before we had civilizations, like cave paintings, we didn't see drawings of gods. We saw drawings of like animals and animism, right? And so gods were a later construct developed by man, from what I could understand. So that's one way. Two, the Christian God we were given doesn't make any sense at all. Like, how can he be all loving and you have to fear him, Like it's just so weird to me that the whole concept, after you think about it for just a little bit, with critical thinking, it just doesn't make sense. And what gets me, and people that follow me know that I say this a lot, but I mean, when we get to symbolic cannibalism, that's just weird to me. And
Yes. What on
when you need
earth?
like the blood to forgive you, like that's just so weird to me. So no, I would rather not believe in that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Symbolic cannibalism. That's yeah. No baby yet, you guys. We're still on baby watch. Once I do hear the news, I'll be gone. Like I'll disappear. You might see me pop in and listen to some lives because, I gotta listen to my lives, right? And I'll probably be popping around Discord now and then because, I mean, when you're holding a baby, you gotta do something while you're holding the baby, right? Right? You gotta be doing something while you're holding the baby because they sleep a lot and stuff.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I'll be gone for a couple of weeks and then I'll see you guys when I get back. I have lots of big plans starting in February. I'm really excited. Decon Q&A with Crystaljae is back. Thinker will be my first guest for 2026 on February 1st.
Yay.
I'll be doing it every Sunday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. So you'll get to see a lot of great creators come up and ask your questions of these creators and play Divine or Decline with me. So yeah. And then I have my podcast coming out. It is called Anti Sermons, and those are the sermons that are based on all the women, girls, named or unnamed, in the Bible. And today I'm going to read you in just a minute. And I swear to God, if everybody leaves, I'm going to be mad at you guys. No, I'm going to read today about Rachel, and I think it's a really good one. I think it is a really good one. We're going to talk about Rachel the Lamb. So if everybody's ready, if you guys are ready, I can do the sermon for today. Everybody ready?
I just want to say something real quick. Redeem 24 said that every Sunday he'll be at church at 11 a.m. Have you
Oh
guys
no,
have you guys seen the Drewski skit of the mega
no,
churches?
no.
Oh my gosh, Crystal, it is hilarious. Christians
You have to
are
send it.
flipping out about it.
Oh, is it the guy flying who goes, I wear Christian Louis Vuitton and
Yes.
okay, yes, I've seen clips of it. Yes. And
He's like,
they're
I'm gonna
like,
impregnate you with the word of God. I'm
yes,
gonna
and he
impregnate you with the word of God.
that was hilarious. Yes, I did see clips of it because it was on Reddit, and I'm a 25-year-old incel who still reads Reddit.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh, I
always
need to check this out.
yeah, it's really funny. It is very funny. All right, you guys. I here's today's sermon. It is called Rachel the Lamb. Rachel is coming with the sheep. Genesis 29:6. Again, the woman enters the story already in motion. Rachel does have a name. The text gives it to us. And as always, the name is doing work. A few verses later, we're told Laban has two daughters, Leah the older, Rachel the younger. But before Rachel becomes beloved, before she becomes barren, before she becomes buried on the side of the road, the Bible tells us what her name means. Rachel in Hebrew is ewe, a female sheep. She was young. We don't know how young, but she was a lamb. Again, not poetic. It is steeped in symbolism. It is also practical. She is a shepherd. A lamb is livestock. A lamb is property. A lamb is measured by what can be taken away from her body. And again, in the Torah, a lamb is acceptable as a sin offering. So once more, before the story asks us to grieve for Rachel, the language has already placed her inside a system where women's bodies carry blame, produce lineage, and absorb the cost of survival. Again, this isn't accidental. This is how the story trains us to read women. Rabbinic teaching on Rachel, rabbinic tradition loves Rachel. And I don't mean loves like honors her life. I mean loves like it loves what she was willing to give up. Because in rabbinic teaching, Rachel's greatness is not that she is chosen. It's that she steps aside. The rabbis tell us a story to explain how Jacob could be deceived. This does not come from Genesis, it comes from Midrash. In Genesis Rabbah, the rabbis imagined that Rachel and Jacob created secret signs so Jacob would know it was really Rachel on the wedding night. And when Rachel realizes Leah will be exposed, the Midrash says this. All that night, Rachel was telling Leah the signs so that Jacob should think that it was Rachel, and Rachel was silent. Genesis Rabbah 70:19. Rachel does not just step aside, she actively gives Leah the signs. She hands over the very thing meant to protect her. She makes the deception possible, and then she stays silent. And the rabbis praise her for it. She gives away her future. She gives away the man who loves her. She gives away her voice. And the rabbis call this righteousness. Rachel becomes holy not because she is protected, but because she absorbs the damage quietly. Later, when the prophets imagine Israel in exile, it is Rachel who is remembered. Rachel, weeping for her children. And in rabbinic imagination, everyone pleads with God. I know you're all listening, but keep tapping the screen too, okay? Abraham pleads, Moses pleads, the patriarchs plead. God does not relent until Rachel speaks. This is Midrash. In Lamentations Rabbah, the rabbis imagine Rachel standing before God and saying, I remained silent. I gave my sister the signs. If I could do that without jealousy, why should you be jealous of idols? And for the first time, God listens. And why does God listen to her? Not because she was powerful, not because she was right, but because she gave up what mattered most without protest. Her suffering becomes currency. Her pain becomes persuasive. Her silence becomes sacred. Rachel is not remembered as someone who resisted injustice. She is remembered as someone who endured it beautifully. Rabbinic teaching does not erase Rachel, it sanctifies her suffering. And once suffering is sanctified, it stops being something the system needs to fix. Rachel's grief in Christian scripture. Rachel appears again long after she is dead, not as a woman, not as a body, as a sound. Thus says the Lord, a voice is heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel is weeping for her children. She refuses to be comforted because they are no more. Jeremiah 31:15. Jeremiah places Rachel's grief over exile, over loss, over children taken from their homes. It is poetry, it is protest, it is unresolved. Rachel is not comforted. The text lets her weep. But then Christian scripture does something with that grief. When Herod saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, he was infuriated, and he sent and killed all the children in the and around Bethlehem who were 2 years old or under. Then was fulfilled what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, Rachel weeping for her children. Matthew 2:16-18. Rachel's tears are lifted out of exile and placed over another atrocity, another ruler, another massacre, another explanation that arrives after the damage is done. And here's what matters. Rachel does not speak in Matthew. She is quoted. Her grief is not examined. It is applied. The story does not stop to ask what it means to keep reusing a woman's pain to frame horrors she did not cause and cannot prevent. Rachel becomes a symbol that makes suffering legible. Her tears are used to make violence meaningful. Her mourning becomes a bridge so the story can move forward. And again, she is not comforted. Christian teaching remembers Rachel only at the moment her grief is useful. And then it moves on. Rachel's story. Rachel's story begins at a well. She is a shepherd. She is working. She is the one Jacob sees and immediately claims he loves. He rolls the stone. He kisses her. He weeps. And from the start, the story tells us she is wanted. Jacob worked 7 years for her. The text says they seem like only a few days because of his love for her. And then she is taken from him. Leah is given in her place. Rachel watches her own wedding night happen without her. She is married second, loved first. And then the story shifts. Now the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, and he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Genesis 29:31. Rachel is loved. Rachel is barren. And in this story, love does not protect a woman from becoming expendable. Rachel says, "Give me children or I shall die." Genesis 31. I just want to make a little quick comment here. For an atheist, I want to re educate people on the scriptures for what it really says and to learn real lessons from it. I made this my whole life for 40 years. And if you think you can suddenly turn something off once it is over, you're sadly mistaken. You can't. And so, in order for me to deconstruct from this harmful religion, I'm going back through the text and I'm giving the women a voice that they never got from the men who wrote this bullshit. Okay?
Amen. Hallelujah. I felt the spirit on that one.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll repeat that last one. Rachel says, "Give me children or I shall die." Genesis 31. She gives her slave Bilhah to Jacob. Rachel claims the children born from Bilhah's body as her own. Her name is spoken. Bilhah's pain is not. Leah keeps giving birth. Rachel waits. And then the text says, God remembered Rachel. He has a really bad memory, by the way. Genesis 30:22. She bears Joseph. Her joy is brief. Years later, on the road back to Canaan, Rachel goes into labor again. The text tells us it is a hard labor. As she is dying, she names her son Ben-Oni, son of my suffering. Jacob renames him Benjamin, son of the right hand. Rachel dies. She is buried on the side of the road, not in the family tomb, not with honor, not with ceremony. A pillar is set over her grave. The story moves on. Rachel's entire life is defined by longing. Her entire death is defined by usefulness. And she is remembered not for what she lived, but for how much she lost. My evaluation of Rachel. When I think about Rachel, I realize something that unsettles me. I have no memory of how she died. I have no memory of her dying in childbirth. I have no memory of her being buried on the side of the road. I barely remember her at all. And that realization tells me something important, not just about Rachel, but about how I was taught to read the Bible. I don't remember Rachel's death because I was never meant to. I don't remember her body because the story doesn't linger there. I don't remember her humanity because that was never the point. And when I start pulling on that thread, I realize how little I remember about any of the women in these stories. And now I understand that forgetting was not accidental. I honestly don't remember the first time as a woman sacrificed. I honestly don't remember the first time I, as a woman, sacrificed something for this religion simply because I was a woman. And that's telling. Because when you grow up in the church as a girl, sacrifice is taught so early it doesn't register as sacrifice. You clean the pews, you clean the kitchen, you clean the toilets, you provide the food, you organize, you take care of the sick, you start the prayer chain. Those roles are given to you so young that you don't recognize them as something being taken. You think that's just what faith looks like. You think that's what being a good woman looks like. So I couldn't tell you the first time I sacrificed my time or my talents or pieces of my life for this God, but I can tell you one of the most serious times. That's when I became pregnant with my son. I was young. I was 23. He was much older. And because of this religion, my partner and I believed we had to get married. I remember my mother saying something quietly to me. She said, "You don't have to get it." It was private. It confused it didn't sound like permission. It sounded like a warning, but I couldn't hear it because in my mind, I had to. I had sex outside of marriage. I was pregnant. I believed I was carrying what this religion would call a bastard child. Those are the messages you're taught. That pregnancy outside of marriage should come with shame. That you don't
Yeah.
get to make healthy decisions about your own body. That once you're pregnant, your choices are gone. And I need to say this clearly. There is nothing in me that regrets having my son. I love my son. I love all my children. Not one of them has ever been a burden. Not one of them could ever be replaced. If I could go back in time, I would do it all over again just to make sure these three people were in my life. They are part of my deconstruction. I could not have gotten out without my children. What I regret is that I didn't have a choice or didn't believe I had a choice because of this religion. And what I regret is marrying his father simply because I was pregnant. I sacrificed myself to this God, believing it was the right thing to do, believing it was obedience, believing it was faith. And it almost cost me my life. I'm not going to tell you that story right now, but I will tell you this. That marriage was abusive, and I wish I'd listened to my mother's quiet warning. But at that point, I was too indoctrinated, too deep in this religion, too committed to this God to recognize that what I was calling sacrifice was actually self erasure. And that's what women are taught to do. That's what women are praised for. That's what women are expected to give. And that's why I talk about sacrifice in this book. I know exactly who it costs. I know now that these stories are mythological, but even knowing that, when I look at Rachel now, I see her humanity for the first time. I see a woman who wanted to live. I see a woman whose body was used to keep a lineage going. I see a woman whose suffering was necessary for the story and therefore easy to overlook. And when I look again at her name, I can't ignore it. Rachel, Lamb. It is fitting. It is fitting that her name means lamb. It is fitting that a lamb is an acceptable sin offering to Yahweh because how many women are sacrificed in these stories? How many women's bodies are used so promises can be fulfilled, so bloodlines can continue, so men can become ancestors and heroes? One woman's body is cut into 12 pieces and sent out as a war cry to the tribes. Another woman is sacrificed outright to keep a vow. Women after women, it is woman after woman is taught that faith looks like giving everything, even their bodies, even their children, even their lives. Sacrifice again, again, and again. And I was taught to admire that. I was taught to call it obedience. I was taught to call it beautiful. But I don't want to be a sacrificial lamb, and I don't want any woman to be one either. And this is where I come back to Rachel. Rachel is new to me now. I don't think I will ever look at a little lamb the same way again. When I see one, I will think of Rachel and I will think of all the women in the Bible and all the women in my life whose sacrifices have been demanded, normalized, and praised. Women who were taught to sacrifice their careers, their bodies, their minds, their accolades, their names, their voices. Because this book, this Abrahamic religion, told women that sacrifice was our purpose. And then it gave men the credit. Men became the life givers. Men became the genealogy. Men became the saviors, even when the truth has always been the opposite. Women are the seed. Life runs through women. Continuity runs through women. Mitochondrial DNA runs through women. And still, men are named. Men are blessed. Men are remembered. Rachel dies, bringing life into the world, and is buried on the side of the road. Her story doesn't stop the system, it feeds it. Women are the ones whose suffering keeps the system running, and this is what stays with me now. Rachel's name means you, little lamb. Her name will forever remind me of every woman in the Bible and every woman in my life who sacrificed because this religion told her she should. And I will never think of Jesus as the sacrificial lamb again. And that is today's anti-sermon.
Yay! That was awesome.
Thank
Nice.
you. Any comments or questions? By the way, all of my sermons and now with resources are in my Discord. And so if you want, the Discord link is in my bio. And I will be a
Dude,
podcast this year.
whenever you said when you said that when you made the comparison of the lamb and the sacrifices really that women have made, it's just right on point, is it not?
Right?
It is really on point. And I know I'm a man saying this, but it really makes you think in a different perspective.
It really, like, I literally asked people too before I wrote this, did you know that Rachel's name meant like lamb? I mean, it means you to be precise, but she is young and she is, she's being a young sheep. She would be a lamb. She would be a lamb.
Really pigeonholes women's contribution.
And over again, we see it, Jesus is said to be the lamb that takes on the sins of the world, and yet Eve is the one who actually carried all of the sins of the world. Like, we blame it all on her.
Oh, good.
Like a
Yeah.
scapegoat.
Hi, O'Brien. Actually, I know when I started thinking about how little I actually remember about the women of the Bible, it really hurt it hurt me that I didn't take more time to know about the women of the Bible as a Christian. But you're taught very young that these men are the heroes, right? You're taught that so young that you're not taught to actually look for it, right? And then when we get those women's, study Bibles and stuff like that, they are all to tell you what you should sacrifice for these men. They're not about empowerment. And that's sad. Yeah, it's horrifying. It really is. Wow, I wish I had known it was fake at 5 years old, Ashley. I really do. I was in my 50s, so
I
so
would
jealous of
probably be burned alive just for saying that the earth is round. And you will probably be burned alive because you're a witch. Since that book implies that, right?
Yep.
And imposes patriarchy as the only solution, the supremacy of male. This is so
Yep.
sad.
Absolutely.
Crystal, are you the only one doing this? This is I've never heard of anyone covering what you're covering. Are you, to your knowledge, the only one
To my
doing
knowledge,
this?
I am the only one I've done. There is a sermon I did on somebody who's not named in the Bible. Just like, it says something like the daughter, or something like that. I can't remember exactly the wording, so it's a woman, but there's no name. And I did an entire sermon on that individual and what we do, what we can, learn from even the women who aren't named. We learned that in the Ethiopian Bible that the women on Noah's Ark do have names in the Ethiopian Bible by doing this sermon. So yeah, I'm going through to do every single one, and I'll be doing a podcast on it, and eventually it will become books, I think. So,
Wow.
Genesis.
So you have a repository right now where we can go back and look at these, right?
Yes, they're all on my Discord, and in February I'll start the podcast called Anti-Sermons so that you can re-listen to them. And actually, I'm going to do them clean and crisp. I'm not going to use. I will still read them live for you guys, and then I'll make replay podcasts for you guys to go listen to.
I'm not sure I'm on your Discord. Do I have to get an invite?
You should be able to go to the link in my bio. There's a link tree, and it'll say Crystal's Discord somewhere on that tree, on that link tree.
Cool.
But if not, you can text me or message me, and I'll send you an invite too. But yeah, so I have a channel and they're called Auntie, like AUNTIE. It's a I wanted these to be anti sermons, but when I was doing my editing, uh, oh sorry, I got a puzzle. I had to do a TikTok puzzle. Chat GPT thought I said anti, like AUNTIE, and then we thought that was funny, so we decided to keep it. Like we were like, okay, yeah, I am like everybody's aunt out here doing sermons.
Auntie sermons.
Yes, your auntie is telling you these lovely
Sounds
things.
like a pseudonym,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That could be your pseudonym if you need one.
Uh, so I did. It's funny to me that there's Christians who got so much questions in chat and act like they don't know what I'm talking about. There are resources for everything that I'm talking about, and I do. I when the first few sermons, I'm a little less organized in what I'm doing because I don't think I really knew where I was going with this, but now I kind of have a format that I do. I like to tell you guys where the person enters the Bible. Then I like to talk about what their name means if they have a name, because Hebrew names always mean something. And then I like to tell you the rabbinic teaching, the Christian teaching, my understanding. If some I mean, I don't always throw that in, but I will often tell you a story about me or something that applies to what we're talking about, get into the meat of the sermon, and then close it up. So it's usually that kind of a thing, so you do get to learn a lot about the different teachings. It's not it does become my opinion, but you also get to learn the teachings.
You know what I wanted to say about the position of the woman as well? You have heard about Einstein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was married to a Serbian woman. She was extremely good in physics. She had better score than he did, but she wasn't applied to Vienna's, the university to improve because she's a woman.
Yep.
Yeah. And she
We
had
had
to act as a nanny for his children that he didn't care about because he was famous. He left them with her. Some of them they died because they were too sick. She couldn't handle it herself. He wasn't care he cared only about fame. And it's so sad, you know. She went crazy. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of
Wow,
women.
that's terrible.
So many women whose accolades have been taken by men throughout time.
Yeah.
And because women weren't allowed to be doctors, scientists, lawyers, I cannot imagine how much further society would have been if men would have fucking put their egos away long enough to let the other 50% of society
Can,
fucking help
can
them.
yeah? Can I bring up one,
Mm.
Crystal?
Sure.
Um, I'm sorry, you keep cutting in and out. I think I have a bad lag. Sorry if I seem like I'm interrupting. There was one I like to use when they say that Jesus cured leprosy. What, on one person, two people? Anyone in the chat know how many people? But that person who actually cured it, her name was Alice Ball, and she came up with the Ball method. And it was the first way of curing leprosy. We have a better way now, but before that, I mean, and this was, I think, back in the 60s, somewhere around there, she was a black woman in Hawaii. So we're talking, as far as Americans go, minority woman
Mm-hmm.
who came up, who did cure leprosy. No thanks to Jesus. She cured leprosy, and she didn't get credit for it. And men hid it, and the person who brought it to the surface was her teacher, her teacher at the college,
Yeah.
who was the one who worked with her, who knew that she did it, because he found her paperwork on it and gave her credit for it. Like, he found out that she did it, and he was the one who finally gave her notoriety. She had passed away, so posthumously she got credit for it because of her teacher. But otherwise, there were people at the university who were basically trying to take credit. Which is the thing. I mean,
That's
always
what they do.
whenever a woman invents something, the men take credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me how many men will steal other people's, credit for things. They'll steal each other's. They'll, like, it's so weird to me. Like, how weird that you would want credit for something you didn't do. That, like, what the fuck? I don't understand that shit.
That was just the way. I mean, that the people used to do it all the time, and they just didn't think anyone would speak out about it.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, Jason, how are you? Welcome in. Hey, you guys, if you are a believer or a non believer, you want to come up and tell us why you believe or you don't believe, the guest box is open. I think it's funny that Redeemed has a lot to say in chat, but can't even come up and just say why he believes. He has the opportunity to share his testimony with people and doesn't care to. Hey, Katie, good to see you. Welcome in. Vessel, good to see you as well. And I don't know if you're still listening, DC, but I didn't want to interrupt. But thanks for coming up. I always appreciate you, and it was good to see you. There's no baby news yet, you guys. Probably the way you'll hear about it is in my Discord or in my channel on the Deconstruction Junction. And then you won't probably hear from me for a while because I'll be flying out to Texas to go see the grandkids and welcome my new grandson into the world and be hanging out there for at least a week or two. So I'll be gone for a little while once the baby's here. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. But yeah, so we've done, let me see, we've done many of these now. Let's see how many we have here. I want to go here. I want to go anti-sermons. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like around 10 or so. If you want to go listen to them, they obviously starts with Eve and we're at Rachel. So I think they're pretty good. I think that they're pretty powerful. Hey, YouTube, good to see you. I had so many problems starting YouTube. I'm really glad we got you going over there today. It's always good to see everybody on YouTube. Thank you, Silly Goose, for reminding me. I don't mean to forget. I'm down to literally only one screen now. I mean, I have this screen over here, but I don't have everything on it. And if I screw this screen up, I screw YouTube up. So I can't do anything that might screw it up. I'm trying not to screw up YouTube anymore. I screw it up too much. But that, and I love you guys. You guys are why I'm trying to get new equipment so I could better serve YouTube. I want to build my platform on YouTube to be pretty much my main platform. So that's the actual goal here. I want to be able to stream to the YouTube horizontal and vertical, and to Twitch. Now we're working on getting a new phone because that's my phone right now, you guys. From when I jumped in and saved my dog from drowning, I jumped in. I put my phone in my pocket. I jumped in the pool, but right before I did, my brain said, "Put your phone in your pocket." I don't know why my brain told me to do that, but it did, and I did, and the phone's not
That
doing
was probably God. That was
it.
probably God. That's
It was
God.
probably God. It was
Yeah.
like, put your phone in your pocket. That's a good place, you know?
Yeah. Might be. Might be. Might
Yeah.
be.
I'm surprised it's lasted this long, to be honest, because I happened New Year's Eve night. So I don't know. I'm pretty proud of my little old Google Pixel. My brain is out to get me for sure. It did tell me, take off your headphones. So I put my phone in my pocket, but I took off my headphones, you guys. So good thing these headphones are safe.
Yeah.
uh,
Well, unfortunately, my mother's dog drowned in the river, because it was too cold and the ice was too thin. So,
Oh,
Oh, I'm
she
so
couldn't have
sorry.
saved him. She was crying all that. Oh well, yeah, I'm very pissed off because there are so many people who just throw away these animals out,
yeah.
and they don't care. And my country is very poor to introduce a law, but I heard that in France you can get fined for 50,000 euros, like maybe $40,000,
Where do you
for
live,
doing
Milos?
that.
What country?
I live in Serbia.
Serbia.
Yeah, that is Southern Europe, the Balkans, probably you have heard
Oh,
about
I
it.
know. Yeah, Serbia, Croatia, that whole region. Yeah.
Yes, all
West
of
of
these
Romania.
countries.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard they don't
All of
treat
these
them very
countries
well in
are.
Romania either. I knew someone, they
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
lock them up
yeah,
outside in the yard in the winter.
Speaking of, I've got to let
exactly.
my doggy out real quick, so I'll be right back. Come on.
I have to
You gotta go
mute
up?
up. I'm sorry, Milos.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Where are you from, Godwin?
I'm from the Boston area. Boston in
Oh,
the
okay.
USA. Yep.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
I've never been.
Let's go, Red Sox. I love Boston.
Let's go, Pats. The Pats are doing really well in the playoffs. Thank you.
I've never traveled to America so far, but I have visited a lot, all the Mediterranean, and a lot of countries in Europe.
I have never visited any place other than Mexico, outside of the U.S. I've been all over the U.S. though.
Well, yesterday I was in a live with one woman, and the same debate was about God, but she is strictly Christian, and she said that she's in a very bad financial situation. So I was like, she could probably go to Europe because here is everything is much cheaper. For example, I live in an apartment. My mom, she owns a house, but I do not live with her. I live alone, and I pay only $300. Europe is much cheaper than America.
Oh yeah.
So if you're ever considering leaving US, Europe is an excellent option, and it's really beautiful because it's old continent. You can see a lot of things.
It's hard for me to leave my country because my children and grandchildren.
I understand. Yes.
But don't think I haven't considered it with the current climate.
Ah,
It is definitely something I do consider. I think, maybe we all could leave. I don't know.
well, who knows? Maybe one day, or if you're just satisfied with your country, you can stay. I was never satisfied with my country, but for me, it's too hard to go to the European Union because all the countries that surround Serbia are in the EU. So, I cannot, since I completed my studies here, I graduated French language. I could go to a master degree, but that is very, very hard for me because my country is not in the European Union. So I
Yeah,
cannot leave. Yeah. Yeah.
I understand that.
So are you an completely atheist, or you're an agnostic, or?
I would say that I'm an ig theist with an I, and that means that I don't think that people can really define what a God is, let alone prove that
Yes.
any God exists. So because we can't define it, I don't feel that there's any need to believe in it. Like we don't even have a definition for it.
But would definition be enough for you to believe? Because for me, I
It would
know
depend
that.
on the definition. It would
Ah,
depend on what the definition is, right?
well, yeah,
Like if the
clearly.
definition is something that I can see and falsify or whatever, then I might believe in it. But the definitions I've been given so far, those definitions haven't
Could
worked.
be
Let me check on
falsified.
my doggy.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the God that they propose with all the omni properties is just
Yeah.
illogical.
Logical
It's illogical.
fallacy.
Yeah, it can't work that way. That
Yeah.
literally makes sense.
Well, it's that the book is glorifying it to the point like he can stop everything, but clearly he is quite indifferent.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't exist, but just according to the book, you know. And I agree with some philosophers that I have seen, that I have been listening to. She said that, you know, people are driven to faith because they cannot accept the fact of their own existence. You know, they cannot accept the burden of life, so they need the justification to say, oh, you know, it's just God and God will help me, you know. But you have to act, you know. And it's quite this, it leads them to despair, you know. I think the faith, the root of everything is just despair, the disability of dealing with your own problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I put a new prompt up. If you want, I'd like to know what is more powerful than God.
The
Wait,
universe. And I will tell you why.
why isn't it blowing today? Oh, there we go. I'm trying the devil's public defender. It won't work today. Oh, there we go. um, the reason why I'm asking this specific question is because a lot of times people tell me that God has to do something. Like, well, or they'll tell me that God can't like do something. And then I'm wondering, like, why? Who is he beholden to? Is there something more powerful than God that I don't know about? Because, like, why are the wages of sin death? Didn't he decide that? And why does he have to stick to that? And why can't he intervene with free will? Who's stopping him? What is this power that prevents God from doing the things that he is not allowed to do or can't do or something? I don't know. I want to understand that better.
That's an excellent question. But I think, like, you know, their God, I'm referring to biblical God, Jehovah, could also exist in our universe, can be on another planet. You know, we are living on Earth. There are so many sightings about different beings, like alien-like creatures. They can come from different universe. They can come from different galaxy. They can come from different planet. You know, heaven can, hypothetically saying, be just one planet, you know, where angels live and God lives, and there's another matter or whatever. It's just what I think, you know.
I don't think that Yahweh exists anywhere. I think Yahweh is completely man-made.
Man-made,
And
yeah.
the reason I don't is because the stories about him are just not true. They're just fucking lies. And you know, while people say you can't prove there is no God, there's no doubt in my mind that I can prove this God did exist. This God isn't real, and Jesus was never the Messiah or a savior of anything. He was just a man who was a doomsday cult leader who believed in a blood cult and
who actually
believed,
had a wife and children.
Maybe I don't know about all that. I don't even know. I don't even think he was real personally. I'm pretty much a mythicist at this point.
You're skeptical.
I'm very skeptical. Let's bring up another guest. Let's introduce Ben here. Hey Ben, can I get your age for
hello.
TikTok purposes?
So I'm 25.
Okay, and are you a believer of the God of the Bible?
I actually have a sort of a question. I'm not at the moment,
Okay.
but I'm kind of, I don't know. There's something I'm wrestling with a bit.
Okay.
So I guess there's a couple of questions. My first question is, do you have to believe in God and Jesus or whatever to go to heaven or not?
Oh, according to Christianity, you must confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that
So
Jesus.
you do. I guess you do have to.
Yes,
So then, my
according
next
to
question really is it possible to choose your beliefs?
no, I don't think so. I think you are either convinced or you are not convinced.
I agree. So then, I guess what goes against it in my head is if God is always fair, I don't think it's fair that only people that believe go to heaven, yet you can't choose what you believe.
I
I
agree
don't think
with
it's
you
fair that all those people
100%.
go to hell when they can't. It's not their fault that they don't believe. And moreover, the person that would know what it would take to convince me, for example, is God, and he chooses not to convince me, and therefore I go to hell for that.
Exactly. Well, and he says in Romans 9 that he actually chose you ahead of time for destruction anyway. Ben, there are some potteries made for use. There are some, that are made for destruction. And so if you don't believe, he already said it's on him. He already admitted that. And yet for some reason, Christians keep saying free will, but there is nothing inside these scriptures that talk about free will. There is evidence over and over again that God says you don't have free will, bitches. Everything that happens because I say it's going to happen. I'm in
Yeah,
control.
basically. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, really? I mean, like, I spoke to somebody just now, and he was saying that you actually can choose what you believe, because we make choices every day, although that's a bit of a conflation. But then
Yeah,
I asked him, well, then tomorrow could you start to choose not to believe in God? And he said no, but he still wouldn't say that you can't choose what you believe. So I was like, well, except you're saying that you can't choose what you believe, but you're saying that you can't choose not to believe in God, but I could choose to start believing in God.
right.
It makes
But
absolutely no sense to me at all.
and you can't it's so
He's saying that I'm just
obvious that
choosing not to believe in God, basically. But I'm not. Like,
yeah,
I'm not choosing to believe that I'm a human. I'm compelled to believe that by the
right.
evidence I have. Like, in the same way that I couldn't choose to start believing that I'm a carrot because I just couldn't believe that. I could start acting that way, but I couldn't truly believe it, I suppose.
Exactly. I mean, to be honest with you, I could believe anything if you convince me, right?
Yeah, oh
Like
yeah,
you
you can't
have to
choose
do
what you're
something,
convinced
right?
by.
So you might do something to me, maybe make me take a hallucinogen that makes me
Yeah,
believe you're a
sure,
fucking carrot, okay?
sure.
But then you did something that convinced me. But
Yeah.
without something to convince me, I'm not going to just believe something. Like I'm
Oh yeah,
critically
no.
Crystaljae because I critically think,
Yes,
And so
exactly. Yeah.
the thing is, like, they will just tell you over and over again, though, no, but you just gotta believe. Okay, but I just can't. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
exactly. Like, it's not like I'm sitting here going, well, I know God's up there, but I'm just, fighting against it with every fiber of my body to pretend that he doesn't exist. I'm like, give me a sign. Like,
The
I
devil's
would,
public defender said, because everyone secretly believes deep
yeah,
down.
it's
You
not,
just
I'm
have
not
to
sitting
admit it.
here. It's like miracles. Like, the only thing miracles seem to be completely allergic to is a camera or like
Yeah.
it's crazy. If I
And now
saw a
with these,
miracle, if I saw somebody rise from the dead, or like, it wouldn't even have to be that, it could be anything. It could be God appearing to me in my dreams like he seems to do to so many people,
we are going
but
to
not
start
me.
seeing so many fake miracles now with the AI era, and it is going
Yeah.
to become more and more harder and harder for us to get people to understand that it is not real. It is going to become more difficult for us to tell them. I mean, they are sitting here seeing like somebody ride a pig down the 101 freeway and they go, is this real?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
These
what do
people
you
literally
mean is this
have
real, you
smooth
idiot?
brains, I think. So,
Uh,
yeah, I
uh,
mean, obviously I'm over here in the UK, but in America it must be quite worrying, really, because I mean, religion is being drawn into politics more and more as we speak, really, and it's.
yeah.
I think it is. I think it is. People can believe what they want to believe, but when they start bringing it into politics, it's worrying, really, for me.
It's devastating. It's been devastating to my country. It's been devastating to my country. It's
Mm.
getting worse and worse. We're becoming more and more of a police state.
Yeah.
I am very, uh, I chose wisely when I moved back to California. People can talk about the economy here all they want. I live in a very poor neighborhood in California. I happen to have a very nice home in a very poor neighborhood, and I'll take a poor neighborhood in California over a rich neighborhood in a red state any fucking day of the week. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's worrying for me. Anyway, it was nice to speak to you.
It's very nice to speak to you too. You guys, big W in the chat for Ben. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Thank you for talking. Hopefully, I'll
Take
speak
care,
again.
Ben.
God bless, of course.
God bless. Doug said, my husband is Doug, by the way. He told me I had to go through some decision making this week, and with the Discord and with a bunch of people in the community. He goes, "You guys should all pray about it." And I was like, "Fuck you, honey. Fuck you." Christians tell me, things like God can or cannot do something, like He's limited. I want to know what's limited. Hey, Deborah, how are you?
Good.
Curing leprosy.
I have been so enjoying your music. I just want you to know I'm so glad somebody else is doing this with me, because I feel you and I are on a similar journey right now. It's very like kindred spirited of you to be doing this at the same time I am.
Do you see the one I released in the wee hours of this morning?
No, I haven't yet. I have to look at it.
That one is probably, it's so relevant to what's happening in our world and what you were just talking about. So it's got some overtones of that, but it's still, somebody said I am an acute toe liner. I wouldn't quite say it's there, but it still remains relevant enough. It covers enough. It still is powerful, absolutely powerful. If you have a really good sound system, your headphones might work for that.
My headphones are amazing. So I will.
Bass in that song hits so good.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it when I get done. I don't know. Did you listen to my one called "You Saw It" about Hagar?
I haven't. I'm gonna have to go and listen to it.
Maybe if you guys don't mind, I could probably play it. I don't know if I can get into my phone or not. I will. No, but I can't. Let me see if I can play it over here. I don't know if I can, but I will try. It's really one of my favorite songs now. All right.
I'm working on building up enough songs to release an album on Spotify.
I'm so happy to hear that. Mine's coming out on the 15th. Tomorrow, right?
I have 2 singles released over there, but I've got another, I think this makes 5 going toward an album.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I can't do it that way. I've got it. I wish
Hey, Deborah, where can we find your music? For me and the listeners?
Well, I've got a link in my bio to my Suno account, and that has all of the ones that I've done. There's easily about 14 or 15 songs in Suno, but they're not all of the same genre. So I'm trying to collect enough songs in the same genre to release an album, but I do have 2 singles released on Spotify.
Okay, I have a funny question to ask you guys. When you're on,
very cool.
When you're logging into your phone, damn it, I put my number in, but I can't see what I'm supposed to push next. And if I could just do that, I could get to. I'm gonna try over here, but I think it's gonna play back though, right? Oh, I don't think I can do this. Well, I can't do it right now, but go listen to it. It is really, it's called You Saw It, and it is based on the fact that Hagar is the only person in the Bible who names God, and she names him the God who sees. And as a Christian, I was taught that meant God saw her and he met her where she was at. But after I read it again, I did a sermon on it, and I think it was an indictment. I think she was saying, you saw everything. You saw all the abuse I went through. You saw everything they did to me. You see children dying. You see the abuse they're going through, and you do nothing. You are the God who sees. You're the God who sees and does nothing. And so that's what the song's about. I think you'll really like it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I will. I don't
Yes,
know.
I follow Born
It's,
Again.
but
Amazing.
I
It's
haven't
just what
really
I think.
sorry.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say I haven't really been too much in on TikTok a whole lot. It's I just had to step away for a while. A lot. There's so much that's overwhelming
It
everywhere.
yeah, it is. It
So,
really does. I'm going to be stepping away for a little while because people keep telling me you should step away for a little while. I'm going to be. I have to go out to Texas for a few weeks. I'll be gone for a few weeks, but I do have regular content that I'm going to be creating. I have a podcast coming out called Anti Sermons, giving a voice to all of the women of the Bible, not just those that are named, but those that are unnamed as well. And and then I'm writing the music. My record. I'm like fucking 100 years old, you guys. I'm sorry. My album comes out tonight at midnight everywhere. It's
nice.
called Ex Parte. It has all the favorite songs that you guys like on it. Water's Edge, uh, um, Consent, Ex Parte. Um,
Oh, I
the
love
seat at the
consent.
table. The seat at the table is a separate album, so if you like that one, that's already up everywhere. You can get that anywhere. But we also have Miss Me Without Misogyny, No
Mm-hmm.
Kings, No Gods, and Abelina Ballerina. And so,
Ooh.
yeah, so make sure you guys go check that out. Anywhere you get your music from, you can pre save it right now and then go listen to it and listen to all of it and listen to it on repeat because it's good. It's a good
You
album.
know what I listened to on repeat was
What?
your TikTok video where you were singing all of Joel's jingles.
That was a fun video to make. I had been thinking of that one for a while, and then one day I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I know I'm gonna look horrible while I'm making it, but it's just fun. So
It was so great.
it was really fun.
Oh, you
Well,
guys are so
like I
musical.
said, yeah. Well, I just write the songs. I don't sing them. I let Suno
Me,
do the vocals.
yeah. I write the lyrics. Suno does the vocals and music. I do give it the music prompts that I use. And by the
Mm-hmm.
way, Deborah, my album is all different kinds of music genres, but I felt that it was cohesive in the theme. So that's why I still put it together. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
There's bluegrass, there's rap, there's R&B. It's a wide variety of music. But I call it secular praise and yeah, so it's secular praise music. And you should check it out.
Nice.
It's like I said, it's really good. It's got some
Well,
really
you
good
know
music.
I will.
Hey, AK, welcome in. KJ, welcome in. Tahir, good to see you again. Good to see everybody. I am, if you are a non-believer and you want to talk about anything, you just want to come up and say hi. I don't want to talk about drama or anything like that. There's been so much of that in the community this past week, and I'm burnout. I'm burnt
Mm-hmm.
out. But if you want to talk about deconstructing, if you want to talk about your thoughts on the God, the Bible, anything like that, maybe you saw something happen that was really cool in a creator's live this week, a little tidbit you want to share, come on up. But if you are a believer, I would love to talk to you today about what is more powerful than God, because um, a lot of you seem to tell me that there are things like God can't do, and I'm wondering what's constraining him. Like many believers will tell me that God cannot infringe on free will, although I disagree. I think he does that a lot. But you guys tell me he can't do it, and I want to know what's preventing him.
I have a. Can I go back to music for just 1 second?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so you know that song Chariots of Fire?
Yes, yes.
Da 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 da. You know you can sing on top of spaghetti to that melody?
No, I did not know that. That's hilarious.
Okay, that was it.
Hmm.
I only have a few
Missed that.
minutes.
You could sing what over it?
On top
That's
of
hilarious, but I
spaghetti?
missed it. Oh, you're right. It's the same song. Oh, they should have
Kind of,
gotten
yeah.
sued.
It's very, very similar. But I only had a few minutes. I gotta
I
go
started
eat
playing again. I
something.
was a musician for years, and I put it down for decades, and then picked it up again.
Yeah, I've been writing since I was writing music since I was 12, and I put it down for a little bit. But I have picked it up, and it's been so cathartic.
I started writing lyrics when I was about 17, and I was a producer for underground bands in Orange County when I was like 19. But I eventually put it away too, mainly because it just it I was just basic. I believed some shit. When people tell you things about yourself and you believe it and you shouldn't. Let's just say I believed some things uh, about myself. And so I did put it away for a really long time. And then when Thinker started writing her album, that's when I wrote my first song using
Mm-hmm.
Suno. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was very cathartic. And then
Same.
I wrote the second one. And then I was like, I kind of want to do an album. Hey, Thrill, good to see you. AK, welcome to the panel. What did you want to share today? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. I hope
Hey,
you're
AK.
feeling better. I know you've been through a lot medically lately, and I hope you're feeling better now.
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there, slowly but surely. Thank you. The one thing I was gonna say was more powerful than God, I would say a narcissistic religious father. Now,
Okay.
I just want to share a little tidbit of what he sent me because he wants to reconcile, and I haven't had a relationship with my father in probably almost 4 years. But after my brother passed away last year, he's been like really, really wanting to this. So he sends me this picture of a place setting on a table that has, like has like the, oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? I need caffeine. It's in this really pretty serving box, and it has like the plates, the dinner plate, the salad plate, that whole setup. He sends me this picture and tells me that it's been sitting out for 2 years while he waits for me to come home. Hold on. It gets better. It gets better. So I'm like, well, first off, I can't come to your house because you own dogs, and that's what I'm anaphylactic to. But I was telling my niece, I have raised both of my brother's children, and one of them is living with me again currently. So I still continue to help raise his kids. But she goes, Auntie, no, that's a place setting that he put out after my dad died, and it's in the corner, and it says Matthew Bynum up there. It says my brother's name, and it has like a little tea light with it with that same place setting. So he completely gaslit the F out of me, saying that place setting was for me, but it was actually, yeah, trying to get
Total
me,
gaslighting.
like trying to get me to have like feel bad and have a relationship with him. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Wow. Wow. I am so sorry, AK.
Oh, that's
But
okay.
you know what? If you're ever in California, I really do have a place setting for you, AK. You can come have dinner with me anytime.
I would love it, and I love California. We'll have to make it work.
I know, and I'll have to come see you in Alaska because I want to see Alaska really bad, but I never have. So I'll have to come see you sometime.
You need to. I have guest rooms. Pretty soon
Yeah.
I'll have a room available because at some point someone's gonna move out.
That's what I say. I actually don't have room for you to stay, or I would have said that because I need people to move out first, and then I would have room.
Right.
No, but she's right. Like there are so many people in the world that have the ability to overcome us emotionally, physically, mentally, and that is actually ongoing. It is
Yeah.
stronger than anything that's written in scripture. Because I've actually been on lives. When I first came onto TikTok, I asked somebody who wanted to pray for me, and I said, all right, here's your prayer. I'm going to prompt you, okay? And they're like, yeah, okay. I said, ask your God to strike me with lightning. No. Why not? Because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But if
It's
somebody
not
wanted to do something to me, to harm me physically, they could.
right.
But the God can't. And so it is, people can be more powerful than the God of the Bible.
They are more powerful. I'm 100% convinced. Christina, I was just listening to you guys' podcast last night to the initial thing, and that was when I realized we are all in California, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta meet up with them. So we're gonna make that happen. But again, I'm still on baby watch. I am literally making my life be on hold until this baby is born. So he needs to get here already. Okay. No, I think that it's evident that humans are far more powerful than this God, because this God can't do anything without a human. There's nothing he accomplishes ever without a human. So obviously the human.
It's true.
Ben, when he said, he was talking about things that God cannot do. We're told in scripture that the signs of those that believe would be healing, raising the dead, handling serpents, ingesting things that are toxic and it doesn't harm you. These things, markedly healing, just do not accompany believers. And so when they tell me now that I was never a true Christian, I'm like, well, you're not.
You're not. We know that much. It's true. It's true. And like, it's kind of funny because I think it was Quan who did this one time live, but now I kind of want to do it more. I just haven't yet. But they'll also like, be like, well, you're reading that Bible, but you have to have the Holy Spirit. And then we're like, okay, well, you supposedly have the Holy Spirit. What does it mean? Like, you have some deep,
I
like,
love
special.
I love it when you need the spiritual decoder glasses to
Right, yeah.
understand.
And then Mini Quan goes, well, that's funny that you should say that. So if you have the Spirit, you should be able to tell when something is actually biblical and it's not. And then she played like a little mini round of divine or decline. And he didn't know which one was from the Bible. And it was like, oh, really? That Holy Spirit is broken.
I love it.
I love it. You started something. I love it.
Right?
Crystal,
That is
your
so,
divine or decline proverbs that you do are so freaking good.
They are
Like,
good.
it is so good.
it's my favorite ones. Like, I'll be like, okay, I got to come up with something that sounds like Proverbs or Ecclesiastes, and they'll get them every time. It's so easy to sound like that, though. You just have to sound like you're saying something, really profound. Like,
You need to
Mm-hmm.
you need to start a podcast and start bringing like pastors onto it, and the podcast is only divine or decline.
oh my God,
Wouldn't that be amazing?
that
Like,
would be funny.
that would be so awesome.
You could have a call-in line, and yeah, that would be great.
Crystal, whenever
Even if
you
it's
get a
just once
Christian
month,
on,
that would be so fire.
whenever you get a Christian on, they have to answer one of those before you can proceed.
Oh,
You
that's
give your
true.
age and do one divine or decline. It's part of your
If you
gimmick.
right, if you pass this, then we will trust that you are a real Christian. Otherwise, I'm sorry, you're lukewarm, and we must spit you out of the life.
Right? Oh my gosh. You literally, this could be such oh my gosh.
I might have to do some special lives where it's just divine or decline. Come up if you really have the Holy Spirit. But also, I could do it to the Muslims and the Mormons because I use their books too.
Yes, it could be a multi. You wouldn't have to, I mean, you could space it out for, different sects of religion, or you could do the combination. And oh my gosh, it would be so good. Oh, Crystal.
It
It
would be
would be
fun.
so good.
Hey, I have to use the ladies' room real quick. Can you guys keep this going for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Crystaljae in the afternoon.
I'm trying to figure out what's that picture in the background.
It looks like a black tourmaline.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or some onyx crystal or something like that. I like it.
Same.
Very cool. We like shiny, pretty things, and that is shiny, pretty.
Have any of you ever seen the movie The Secret of Nim?
Mm-mm.
It's a kid's movie.
I know it.
Yeah.
About
Okay.
the mice in the laboratory.
Yeah. So that movie,
It's
every
good.
time the Raven, a sparkly. Every time I see.
That's right. That's how they trick him later, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so they get him to help, but because the Raven loves sparkly things, and so every time he sees something in the cartoon, he's like, a sparkly. I love it.
Okay, now I have to watch it.
Was that a Disney movie?
It's so me.
That was pretty heavy for a kid's
I
cartoon.
know. I don't remember, but I remember I felt like such a badass and such a rebel because one of the mice says "damn" in it, and I'm like, oh.
And you got to watch it.
You got to watch it
For the people listening, it was about a laboratory that made mice and rats smarter, and they broke out. And it was really weird, right? It was like a sci-fi movie for kids.
What movie was that?
The Secret of Nim.
Oh, I never saw that.
The cartoon version is so like a lot of them are in a field, and so when the frost hits, they have to yell, the farmer's coming because the frost is coming, and so that means that he's gonna like plow everything up, and so that puts them all at risk. And one of the mice, her child is sick, and so she goes like on this journey to the great owl to try to figure out how to heal her son, her and there's a raven that they trick, and because he loves sparkly things, and so they will find sparkly things and then trick him, and he'll be like, a sparkly. So yeah, it was a heavy movie for a kid.
We were talking about that because of your background. It's sparkly.
Oh, yes. Well, I used to have the blue crystal background, but I wanted to be just a little bit more clearer and everything. So I thought a black crystal would be beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It is beautiful. But I do have to drop down.
Well, Deborah, thank you for coming up. Deborah Grace is the author of the book. I'm going to tell you something really funny, Deborah Grace. For some reason, every time I go to say your book name, the very first thing that comes into my mind is resurrecting the Bible. And then my brain goes, no, that's not it. It's crucifying. And so I just want you to know that's what's going on whenever I say the name of your book. It's Crucifying the Bible by Deborah Grace. It's available on Amazon, Audible, but you want the real book, okay? Because got these tables in it and stuff. It's very well laid out. It's a really good read. You should read it today. Make sure you're following Deborah Grace and go check out her music. She's got an album coming out pretty soon too. So go check out her music. Have a good day, Deborah.
You're so good at advertisement. You're so good at it. I love it.
Well, I really appreciate you, and people should be following you. I want them. So you have a great day.
I am
You
honored.
bestie.
Thank you. You too.
I love you.
Okay.
Bye. I have to drop as well. It was a pleasure to see you guys. I got to take my meds and do physical therapy. So I love you all. I'll see you soon.
All right. Have a great day.
Take
You
care,
guys
AK.
make sure you're following AK as well. AK has amazing content. Especially, I love AK's moose content
Oh,
and
yes.
Alaska content. It's all amazing. Make sure you're following AK as well. I appreciate you, AK. Have a great day.
You too. Love you.
Love you. Bye. You guys, we've got 1 more hour left of the show. If you are a believer of a god or gods, and you want to tell us what, maybe you think nothing is more powerful than God, come talk to us about it. I'd like to know. I feel that a lot of you actually think there's something more powerful God. I did have somebody in the chat mention that what's more powerful God is the other gods that are mentioned in the Bible, like Elohim and El Elyon. Is that true? Are they more powerful than God? Was Baal? Is Satan more powerful than God? Is that why God hasn't actually conquered Satan? Yeah, Helga. Helga's the moose on AK's channel. So make sure you go check out AK because Helga is adorable. I normally would play music right now for you guys. Can't do it. Can't do it because if I play music over here, you'll hear feedback from my speakers. So we can't do it today. I can't figure out how to unlock my phone. I know my password and I can see it, but once I put it in, I don't know where I'm supposed to push on my screen. That's my problem. I put it in already. I don't know where to push accept my password, and my fingerprint is no longer working. So I have to. I don't know where to push though. I know how to clear
Sorry,
it.
Crystal. Could you tell me that again? I might be able to help you.
Okay, see, I know how I can see well enough to push my password in, but I don't know how to accept it. Like where down here should I be pushing to hit like enter?
Oh, the code? Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
already
put
put the
a
code
code
in.
number?
Yeah,
It
but I
shouldn't
just
have
don't
a
know how.
button for that. Depending on the model, it might just accept as soon as you hit the last digit. So maybe you have an insensitive screen and it's not accepting one of the pushes. Do
Yeah.
they light up when you push them?
Yep. I can even see that I got it says after. Oh, what is it? I think that it's limited me because it says I've tried too many times now. This
It might have
sucks
locked you.
because
Yeah.
because I'm getting messages. I can't I can't see the messages. Well, I did tell my daughter that if there were any important messages to just come in here and interrupt the live. So she will let me know if we have like a baby come or anything like that. So that's important.
Well, there may be a time limit. It may work in about, after a
Yeah,
certain period of time. Yeah.
I'll try it again a little bit later. I don't know why the screen is just obviously getting worse and worse, and it's obviously the OLED display, the whole display. So of course, after a while, nothing's going to work on it. But I just
Yep.
am trying to make it last as at least a phone that I can hear on for 1 more week or so I can get the money together to go buy a used phone. If because I have everything else I need until then. Like I could check things on my iPad and stuff when I'm not live, but I was hoping it would last just a little bit longer as a text device too. I guess I'm not going to get that out of it anymore. Hey, Glitter. Hi, Andrea.
So
Good to see you guys. Sarkis, welcome in. I think I have one more new background we can try. Let me change it up. We could try this one. Maybe somebody has some deconstruction questions, whether they're a believer or somebody who's deconstructing. I am a I feel like deconstructing is a process that I feel like I'll probably be going through it the rest of my life because I lived my whole life um immersed into Christianity, right? So I don't think it's something that once you just stop believing in the God that you are deconstructed. I believe that that's just the beginning. Now I have to deconstruct all of the incorrect things that I was taught. in the religion of itself, whether it be the morals that were taught incorrectly to me, or like for me, it's important for me to understand the scripture itself that was taught incorrectly to me. I want to know. I know some people don't care. They're just like, I don't really care if I don't believe anymore. None of that matters to me. But to me, I like to deconstruct it all. It helps me understand who I was and who I can become.
Yeah, I get it. I see that. In my case, I still have people in my life who are these, I guess I call them soul hunters. They just want to make sure you're saved. And I need ammunition, so I've been spending the last few years just gathering all the ammo I can in my head.
Yeah,
And then I was
absolutely.
about to explode, so that's why I started doing lives.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. I don't. I probably would have a lot more soul gatherers if I was on Facebook. I will not go on that. I go in there to check Marketplace for things I want, but I do not go into the app itself. I'm just gonna go check Marketplace because that's where all of my ex-Christian friends and stuff are. I mean, I say ex because I didn't make an announcement. If they're not over here on TikTok or on YouTube, they think I'm still a Christian, I'm sure. I don't feel like I
Right.
owe anybody anything.
Well, it's nice of you to call them gatherers. In my case, they are hunters. They make you feel hunted. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was trying to hide myself for a while. And there was one particular one that just made me sort of try to do the magic words and say the magic thing. And I just had to let them know. No, sorry.
Yeah, no, no, thank you. I like
The
one
confess
of
with the lips.
yeah, confess with the lips and believe in your heart. Do some magic, stand up, twirl around, pat your tummy, and then you do it right, God will love you. It's so funny. I have one friend that I really, really like pushed Christianity on, and she is very much a Christian now. And it's not that we don't talk, but I think she's aware now that I don't believe anymore. I did. She's the only person as I was beginning to stop believing, I let her know, like, I don't think I believe like that anymore. And I don't think I can pray for you and have it be honest anymore. Like, it wouldn't be real. So, and I think that's why she's pulled away over the past few years, is that there's obviously, like, we don't, but I'll always love her. And, um, I have
You really
it,
got
it,
to her, Crystal.
the worst part is, like, I can't have disdain for her, even if her beliefs are horrific, because I feel some culpability in the fact that she believes so deeply in what she does. And so I have to take
Yeah,
responsibility.
yeah,
I have to understand that if she has these harmful beliefs, I'm part of the reason she has those harmful beliefs. I know
yeah. That must be
that she's
tough.
not in a place to hear me now and hear what I have to say now. So it's not like I can go to her and say, okay, listen, I was wrong about everything. Here's the truth. She's not gonna hear me. Okay, that's not gonna happen. She's too in. She's in. So all I can do is just continue to be my authentic self with her, and that I'm always authentic. Like I said, when she has come to me when I was deconstructing at the beginning, before I really had accepted that I was atheist or anything, I let her know that's not who I can't.
Oh, really? You let her know, like straight up?
Yeah, she was like, "Can you pray about this or whatever it was?" And I was like, "No, I really can't. I don't have that kind of faith in God anymore. So I would be lying to you to tell you that I would pray about it. And I can't lie to you. So, um, I
Yeah.
can't, I can't
And that
pray
was
for
early
you.
on too. Like now you could probably say something to the effect of, if you need to talk to me about it, I'll answer any questions you need answered, and leave it at that so that you
Yeah.
kind of roll out the rug and just wait. But early on, I don't know if you were where I was, but I was very angry.
I think at
I
this
was that
point,
quintessential.
at the very beginning, I don't think I was angry at the very beginning because all I thought was, I don't think I believe in this anymore. So at the beginning, I just felt like this just doesn't feel real. The anger,
Yeah.
the anger would come with me educating myself on just how fucked up this all is. Like that would come once I met people in the community like Justin and Joel. That would come with listening to them and having realizations like when Justin said that already didn't believe anymore, but Justin said that Jesus didn't fulfill not even one messianic prophecy. I thought he was a liar. I thought, what?
Oh,
He's such a
wow.
liar. And then
Oh,
I
yeah.
got his cheat sheet, right? And you can go through the prophecies yourself. And I'm not going to play and pretend that I went through everyone because I didn't need to. He had it so lined up for you that once you did a few of them, you were like, I don't think I need to keep reading through this list. He's backing up everything he's saying, and
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize, oh my God, like I just felt so stupid. I felt so duped. And then I started to feel angry. And then I started to feel angry, right? And then the more I learned, the more I realized what a supremacist fucking culture this religion creates, then I got even more. And I don't think that anger is going away anytime soon. So, I don't know.
That's why you have the dark crystal behind you.
Yeah, exactly. It is a dark crystal. Yeah.
It's a warning. Let it be a warning.
Yes, it is a warning. I never thought of it that way before, Godwin. I didn't pick it for that reason, but maybe subconsciously I did. I don't know. Maybe subconsciously I did.
Right. Right. She's in there somewhere.
She's always lurking in there somewhere. I'm telling you, sometimes people will even say, uh-oh, Crystal's typing like in certain chats. And I'm like, just maybe I'm not sending it. Okay, give me a minute. I don't know. I might be sending this, but I'm thinking about it. Okay. Yeah, she's always, yeah, okay, Jesus not being in the line of David because Joseph was his stepfather, it didn't really get me, okay? Because as a Christian, I'll just explain that one away, right? I'll be like, whatever, we don't really fully understand how God conceived Jesus with Mary, so we can't really say, like I would have explained that. But what did get me about the line of David is that Jesus came from a portion of the line of David that God cursed for an eternity. He said,
Yes.
never will
Yes. It's not
anybody
Abimelech.
sit
Which
on
one
my
is it?
throne. It is, I don't remember it now. But anyway, he says, uh, nobody will ever sit on the throne of King David who comes from this line.
Yeah, that's in like
Jeho,
Jeremiah or
his
something.
name is
Jeconiah, Jehoiachin. Yeah.
yeah, Jehoiachin. Yeah, he's called a
Yeah.
couple of different
Jeconiah. He
things.
has two names.
Jeconiah. Yes, he has two names.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that one got me. That one I was like, what
It is. It's in
the fuck?
Jeremiah.
He
That's what it
comes
says.
from
Yeah.
that very line, and we still thought he was the Messiah. What is wrong with us? What are we talking about here? And also understanding that when the New Testament is quoting the Old Testament, the main reason it gets it wrong is because it's getting it from the Greek Septuagint and not actual Hebrew. Told me everything I need to know about the fact that they were just trying to make Jesus fit things that they felt sounded
Yeah.
like prophecy. And that was like, now that seems really evident, but you're not taught stuff like that. You're not taught that this is why it doesn't align perfectly with this was in Greek and this was in Hebrew and the disciples didn't speak Hebrew. You're not taught any of that, you know.
Yeah, I
Hey,
remember the first
Kevin.
time I read Isaiah 53, and I'd been reading the Old Testament, going through, going, okay, where's the Jesus? Where's the Jesus? And
Yeah.
and when I got to Isaiah and finished it, I was like, wait, I just finished Isaiah and I didn't see the part that was the big reveal. And I went back and I said, that little blurb, that was it? Like, I remember reading past it and saying, no, I read Isaiah 53:5. I know that verse. I had that memorized. And I'm like, how stupid was I to think that was a prophecy? It was obviously about, and that was the thing, is you don't read the context.
No, and then they sit here and say context, context. They don't even know the context, you
Joel's
know.
song just popped into my head.
I know. But because when I went through Isaiah 53 with Justin's cheat sheet, he has so much information on why Isaiah 53 is not about Jesus that I ended up just putting some crib notes down. But I also, Rabbi Bert and I have gone over why it's not about Jesus too. And so, one, you have to go back. Like back to like Isaiah 40s, and you see that it starts with the fact that this servant that they're talking about is Israel. Like it's and all up into this, it's
Yeah,
always Israel. It says it over and over
exactly.
again. But then in Isaiah 52, if we go to Isaiah 52:15, it says, "So he shall startle many nations; kings shall shut their mouth because of him." Kings didn't do that. That never fucking happened. There's nothing in history that said that kings did anything because of Jesus.
Never happened.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we go to
No,
so
they
these are
will
like
though. They will later. They will later.
okay, but he can't be the Messiah until he does that. And it hasn't happened, so then he's not the Messiah. Okay? You have to fulfill it to be the Messiah, right? So it
Yeah.
says in 53:3, he was despised and rejected by others. And they always taught me this, right? Like they were like, see how they like crucified him. A
Mm-hmm.
man of suffering and acquainted with infirmity. But wait a minute. At the same times, they would tell me, oh my God, people loved him so much that huge crowds followed him. So was he despised or was he loved? You need to make up your mind, okay? Because you're telling me that
Right.
he was
Right.
despised while telling me he was loved by
They
crowds.
want it
But
both
also,
ways.
he never had an infirmity. So what are you fucking talking about? It says, and acquainted with infirmity. He was never sick. Then we go down to 4. Surely he was born our infirmities and carried our diseases. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Where is Jesus got any diseases, you guys? Where?
You're reading the wrong
And also,
interpretation.
none of this is in the future tense. This is all in the present tense. So it's clearly talking about something that's happening then. He had an infirm
Yeah.
friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it says, we go down to like 7. It says, he was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. Yes, Jesus did. Yes, he does. He talks before he gets crucified. He surely the fuck says, he says, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. You guys quote it all the time. He didn't shut
Yeah.
up. He was preaching from the freaking cross, according to you guys. He did not shut up.
And I love
Also,
that
what?
Justin. Oh, go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
got more.
Yeah, I got
I was
more.
going to say that Justin always says that the only one that got the only prophecy that got fulfilled was Deuteronomy 13 about the false prophet.
Yeah,
I
it's
love that.
true. It's true.
Keep going.
Then the rabbi taught me this. Okay, so the reason this is about Israel, and the reason why people are always like, one thing that Christians will bring up to you, they'll say, so Israel is going to redeem Israel. And what the rabbi says to me all the time is, yes, that's exactly right. Israel is being told here that you are the only people who can redeem yourselves. You have to redeem yourselves. And there are 3 ways. They have to do it through repentance, tzedakah, which is pursuit of righteous equity and self-mediation. So first they have to repent, and then they're supposed to think of what is the pursuit of righteous equity. And in the Jewish religion, it means that things should be reset and put back in balance in life. Okay. If somebody was harmed, they should be made whole. So that's something that, fucking Christians will never teach you. And then self mediation. That are the three ways that Israel must redeem themselves. Then we go on down to verse 10. It says, "Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him with pain. When you make his life an offering for sin, he shall see his offspring and shall prolong his days." When did Jesus have some babies? I don't really remember that. But those were just some of the crib notes
Yep.
because I'm not going to write down every note Justin had, but I thought
Tons
that
of
would be
them.
enough to get me through. If people bring up Isaiah 53 to me, I figured that would be a good crib note.
They would cut and run long before you got to the last two. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see some of the comments. Oh, Rabbi Bert, I was just talking about you. So many words have been hijacked by Joel's songs. Well, Joel knew what people were saying. That's why he wrote the songs. They did what spiritual? They also left in the little Easter egg of him being betrayed because God ended up not being real. His last words were actually, "I can see my house from up here." Anyway, yeah, if you guys aren't a subscriber to Deconstruction Zone Justin on TikTok or YouTube or somewhere, you should subscribe today. You get a free cheat sheet for subscribing to this channel, and it is like just it's an Excel spreadsheet with so much information. It's about the failed prophecies. It's about atrocious acts of God. It's about anachronisms. It's about contradictions. So you get them all in a spreadsheet. And then what I didn't even do them all. This is like just a few pages, but I went in and put little tabs in, and then my tabs will say something like, this one says baby killing and innocent punished, genocide, abortion. So, like you could just look up your tabs and have them color coded and stuff. Makes it really easy when you're out there on the TikTok streets to find what you need. Well, if you are in the chat and you'd like to come up, I know YouTube, I don't have a way for you to connect with me yet. I'm hoping that when I come out in February, I could figure out a way to have you be able to connect with me when I'm live so I can start talking to people over on the YouTube. I do need to get a new phone first, so that's going to have to happen first, and then we'll go from there. But if you have a deconstruction question about your deconstruction, about what deconstruction is, about my personal deconstruction, the guest box is open. I'm going to be live for about 40 more minutes unless we reach the gift goal. Gifts are not required. They're always appreciated. I would like to get the likes up. You guys stop tapping sometimes, and I don't know why, but I wish you'd keep tapping. I always want to try to get to 100,000 likes by the end of the live, and the end of the live is 40 minutes from now. So I don't think we're going to make it today, but if you could tap away and get me as many as possible, I appreciate it. I don't even know what this week has been crazy for me. I will be live again tomorrow as usual, right around the same time. I was trying to go live at 10, but this week was so hectic. So this was my first day back after taking Monday and Tuesday off. I know I was supposed to do non-believers Bible study today, but we decided we're going to kind of put that off till February. I'm hoping to get to Rav get with Rav to set up a time where he can come and do the Bible study with me, so we have a rabbi here with us.
Crystal, do you know why I deconstructed? like what is the real reason behind it.
No.
I started having some visions that were very overwhelming and very religious-like themed, and all in all, I was obsessed with the idea of rapture. I see that they're still obsessed with it, and when I realize it's not gonna happen, I realize that I'm stupid, and because like believing in so many, it's not even physically real, like being
Right.
shot up in the sky. For what reason, and they're clearly obsessed with it, because when I shared some dreams, I received so many comments, like so many people loved me at that time, but I was like just delusional. I was convincing myself that something is going to happen, and when it didn't, I got like, how can God do this to me?
Yeah.
That is like, yeah, I got obsessed with the idea that we're just going to disappear from the earth, and the people who do not believe in Christ, they're going to stay here and face some judgment, or I don't know, because I didn't read Bible that much. And I was obsessed with the idea that 2025 is not going to happen because I'm
Oh,
going to be
wow.
in heaven. Yeah, and it started to block my mind. It started to block my way of thinking, the way who I was before it. It started to interfere with my previous beliefs, judgments, and my experiences. So it was something that I didn't experience at all, and it started manifesting. And it was just, sometimes I couldn't sleep because I kept seeing, first of all, it was something like beautiful things, like people going back to heaven, a lot of light, everything was shiny, colorful. My dreams were like that. And then the scenery changed. It all started getting dark. And it all started getting depressing, monotonous. I've seen so many people that I know doing a lot of stuff behind my back, and that's why I decided, like, that this thing is just baseless. I don't have any evidence for this. Why should I believe in it? Yeah, it's just a nice made up story, but it's not enough to convince me to believe. And but yeah, this part of the rapture was, and people who I hang out with, those people are very rational. They were like, you're not crazy, but we think you need to consult someone more professional because you clearly have a problem.
I was really into the Left Behind series. I don't know if you know what that is, but it
Oh
was
yeah,
about the rapture.
I know
Okay.
what that
Okay.
is.
So I was
Yeah,
really into that too. I really thought that I was raising up my children to somehow be some
exactly.
kind of spiritual warriors in the end times or something.
You're
I don't
gonna be
know.
shot up in the sky.
I
It's
don't
gonna
know
be a
what.
spectacle.
And then along with
Yeah,
you, like at some point, many things led up to it, but there was a point in my life where I went, why do I think any of these stories are more real than like stories about Hercules or Zeus or any other mythological
exactly.
god? Why am I giving this more weight? And I thought of things like, wait, if Jesus comes in the sky, how are we all going to see him at the same time on, like, if we're on different sides of the earth? How will that work for a
Well,
rapture?
yeah, it's kind of very good logical
I mean,
question, but I
like,
think,
here's Jesus. Well, only these
yeah,
people right here can see him. What are you
yeah.
talking about? All these people can't see him.
Ah, yeah, I totally get what you're saying, but I think like he is bigger than the whole universe, right? He is the creator, he is Alpha and
I
Omega,
mean, the
so
way it's described in the Bible is he's going to come in the sky and we're going to
yeah,
see him. So if he's in the
yeah,
sky, then here he is. These people can't see him over here.
yeah, yeah. Well, let me know if you see him, because if he shows up in America first, that means that I'm not going to see him for a while since I live in another
Yeah.
side of the globe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's maybe like Santa. Maybe he makes
yeah,
it all over the whole world in one night or something. Is he like Santa?
probably.
Does he have a
That's not
sleigh?
excluded. But you can see how determined they are. I've seen how these people react to that stuff as if I was reacting for a while, but then my logic went in and said, "Hey, are you really think that you're gonna be blown up into the sky because you're what deserving what why based on what?" And they just do not ask questions because, of course, like any other religion, it's just dogma that you have to follow. They're like, yeah, it's gonna happen, and some people are telling they're not going to be 2027, 2028 is not going to happen because of I don't know what rapture, and then all of these people who will be faced with the beast must not be vaccinated or must not receive the code, otherwise they will never enter the Disneyland. I don't know.
You know
Yeah,
what's
so
funny?
For
You mentioned
real.
that, and Crystal had mentioned she had mentioned the cheat sheet. I contributed one to the cheat sheet, and that is the mark of the beast
The mark,
was
yeah.
supposed to be like a computer chip in your
yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
and I got on the show and I asked Justin and Dalton, the Bible guy, I said, what's the interpretation in the original language? And they said, oh, let's check it out. And they read it and said, it's on, so it cannot be in. So that he goes, that's going on the cheat sheet. I'm like,
That's
yes.
cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember
so
one
that's
time I was
ammunition.
talking to Bert about this because we were reading something in the Old Testament and I cannot remember exactly what it was. Like it was in the Levitical law or something, right? So, and you know how they go through all the technicalities. This has to be done this way, blah blah blah, right? So it said, and then like this mark will be on the like right hand or the forehead. And I said, oh, that's wild. And Bert was like, what? And I go, because in Revelation, that's where the mark
Vibes.
is going to be on the right hand or the forehead. And
Yeah.
Bert said, on the forehead too, it says that. I go, yeah, I remember very clearly it says that because when I was a kid, I asked my mom, hey, like, why is it on, the forehead? Like, what's the deal with the forehead? I don't get that. And she goes, oh, because some people don't have a right hand. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. So you're going to need another place to put it, right? So that only makes sense. But Bird didn't realize that Revelation said the same thing. But obviously they were trying to mirror, the law. But I just never realized it.
Well,
Hey,
you know what's
Deconstruction.
funny is they actually have an Old Testament. I believe it's Deuteronomy 6:8 or Exodus 13:9, where they tell them, now that you've left Babylon, wear it on your hand and forehead. And what they were talking about was the phylactery, which is like a little leather box with
Oh,
writings
yeah.
stuffed
Because I
into it,
think he
and
even
they would
showed us
wear it.
it.
Yep, and that's where it originally was a thing. And there's plenty of verses in the Old Testament about phylacteries, like those who come out of the synagogues and wearing huge phylacteries for everyone to see to show how holy they are. They've gotten their reward. Actually, that's the New Testament, yeah. But that's a thing. They used to wear it on their hands. If you Google it, you'll see what they're talking about. They wear it on
It's
their hand
funny
or
how
their head.
how phylactery sounds a little phallic. It's kind
It
of
totally
like,
does, yeah. It sounds, yeah, I mean,
man,
I guess
oh.
it's all about the size of your phylactery.
Right? It is, right? I don't know. Hey, Deacon, what's up? How are you?
Hey, Crystal, I'm doing great. I'm just tuning in and out today. I see Milos has been here for a while. Great to have you there, Milos. But yeah, in the comment there, I'm anxious but excited and happy that Friday, 7 p.m. Central, it's happening. I've got the Truth Wanted debut, and I'm
Yay!
going to throw up.
No, you're not. You're gonna do great. You're gonna do
Oh, awesome.
amazing. Make sure you
Congrats.
guys check out Deconstruction Deacon. Very, very intelligent. Really, really smart. So make sure you check him out. That is amazing. How exciting!
Recently, I've completely pivoted to street epistemology. I learned about it about 5-6 years ago, but I don't know, maybe I was just needing to to go ham on some theists for a while for my own healing purposes. But now I'm doing it like not even as a debate, but just like with the street epistemology method. Are you familiar with it?
Oh yes, I would love to be more I don't know, more calm enough to do street epistemology, but I'm still angry. We talked about that earlier, didn't we, Godwin? I'm still angry, and I don't know
Yep.
that I can yet. We've still got the dark crystal sitting right over my shoulder.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm doing that thing where like Anthony Magnabosco is like just I'm putting that thing where I just put my hand over my mouth and I just keep it, and I'll be just chomping at the bit to pipe in, and I have to sit there and like force a pause and be like, interesting, okay.
I listen. Do you listen to Thrail at all and his show at night?
No, I don't know
Okay,
who that is.
it's called the Batcolite. Okay, if somebody can put that in chat for me, that'd be great. And his name is Thrayle, Thrayle, and he does a show where it's just, can you question your beliefs? It's that simple.
Nice.
And so he thank you guys, thank you so much. So it is very much like street epistemology. It's really good. He will always, no matter what happens, there's two things that are going to happen on Thrail Show. Somebody is going to accuse him of doing the voice he has. It's his natural voice, but they will be like, why are you doing that? What are you doing? That's just, and it's just like, what? I'm just talking. Okay. You seem
Are
to
you
have a
making fun of
problem.
me?
He has a deep voice, and also it's a lot quieter than most of us. And so like he doesn't project like I do. But I love listening to a show. I often fall asleep to it. I highly recommend it. It's a really good show.
That's yeah. I'll check it out. I went searching for street epistemology lives the last couple of days, and at least none of them have been labeled that way. So I just couldn't find it. And also,
Trust but Verify is another one. He's on during the day, sometimes right when I'm on. So don't
I
tell
do
me
watch.
that you're. Don't
Yeah.
tell me, but go watch him. Also, there's Daniel Green. Daniel Green's in Australia, so he'll be on usually in the middle of the night. But Sunday is Monday for him, and a lot of times he goes live all day on his Monday, and so it starts a little bit earlier here in the United States. So I usually can watch him on Sundays in the evening.
Okay. I do watch Trust but Verify. I love his channel. That's a great one. There was a guy, he labels his videos street epistemology, and maybe he's doing the method, but all the clips he posts from the conversations, like all of them are just the sharing of right-wing perspectives. And so I'm like, okay, that's, I don't think I think you're missing the point here.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, Shadow, how are you today? He's probably working.
Good. Yeah, I am working, but I'm gonna step outside because I want to bring up a verse to you. Just give me one
Okay,
moment.
cool. We'll wait for you. I'm just gonna do a quick commercial. I'm gonna be ending the show in 25 minutes. Unless we meet our gift goal. Gifts are never required. They're always appreciated. You guys are helping me. My next thing is getting a new phone. If you want to support this show with tips, the links are in my bio for my Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. I really do appreciate it. It helps me create more anti-sermons. My podcast will be coming out next month. I will start doing the anti-sermon podcast, and my album Ex Parte releases tonight at midnight. Wherever you are, midnight, wherever you are, it releases tonight. So make sure you check that out on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, wherever you get your music. It should be there. It is called Ex Parte by Crystaljae. My other album, the little EP called A Seat at the Table, is already out. I write the lyrics for these songs. Suno does the music and the vocals, but I think they're pretty good. I think you'll enjoy them. Anti-sermons. I like that too. I do like that.
Hey, Deacon, have you ever heard of cordial curiosity? It's another person who does the approach.
Are they on YouTube?
Yes.
I have. I haven't spent a lot of time there, but I've seen just a little bit.
Yeah. I liked him at first, and then I just saw him let like a Muslim guy just keep talking and talking, like preaching. And then like, nope, reel it in. Get a whiteboard, like Anthony does.
You said this is. Can you repeat the name of the channel?
Yeah.
Critically
Cordial curiosity.
cordial curiosity.
Yeah, he does a really good job. He has a few videos out there on YouTube you can check out if you've watched all of Anthony's like I have.
Oh, and I see he uses the street epistemology logo in some of these videos. That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I love the logo.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this guy. I was kind of on, like I mentioned, that street epistemology kick about 5 years ago, sort of towards the end of my deconstruction, near my deconversion. And yeah, I planned to stick with it, but like Dark Crystal.
Shadow, do you need to interrupt because you're at work and I know you wanted to ask me something and I know that you only have limited time.
Oh no, it's okay. I took a break, so they know I'm taking
Okay.
a call. So I have a
Okay.
few minutes.
Okay.
But yeah. Thanks for having me as usual. Love the show. W host, W panel. Thanks everybody. Yeah, so Mark of the Beast. Gosh, I found something about that. Super interesting. I'm pulling up my notes right now. Okay, I found it. We're gonna go to Exodus 13, verse 16.
Exodus,
It shall
what?
serve. No problem. Exodus chapter 13.
Uh-huh.
And the verse is going to be the 16th verse. In the 16th verse
Okay,
of
got
the
it. Okay.
13th chapter. It shall serve as a sign on your hand and as an emblem on your forehead, that by the strength of the hand of the Lord that brought us out of Egypt.
This is the verse I was telling them about that I brought up to Rabbi Bert once when we went through Exodus in our non-believers Bible study. And I said, "Oh, that's weird because that's what Revelation says, right?"
Yeah, exactly. So is the emblem on the forehead the mark of the beast or the mark of God from Exodus?
That's a really good point. That's such a good point.
Yeah, chapter
Wow.
13 talks about the consecration of the firstborn. So yeah, it talks about the sacrifices to God. And one thing about reading the Bible is it always gets worse. You know, so I don't know if we want to get into like, you know, the sacrifices of God in this. I can get into it if you want for a minute.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got time.
Okay.
I'm gonna mark
Okay.
this
I mean,
up
it's
because
not
I
my
want
call, but I'm interested.
Oh yeah, so I never thought because I talked to a Bible guy a little bit to help me out flesh this out. So I never thought I would be doing such a deep dive on infant sacrifice in my whole life. I never
Wow.
thought that I would know so much about it. But apparently through my notes and research, I've kind of fleshed out a few things here. So
You know, Shadow, that's
obviously.
exactly how I took it when I read it for the first time. I'm glad you're doing this.
Right.
The
So
CLD.
there's times where God, commands warfare to slaughter every man, woman, and child. But specifically, I'm not going to get into the whole chapter, but Exodus 13, 11 through 16 lays out how you should sacrifice your infants to God. It equivocates the infants
Oh,
to
yeah.
a firstborn donkey, how you must break its neck. So I imagine, I think as a sign of mercy, for lack of a better word here, they're breaking the necks of infants. and then giving them to God as a sacrifice. And so, yeah, in Exodus 22:29, do not hold back offerings from your granaries or your vats. You must give me the firstborn of your sons. Do the same with your cattle and your sheep. Let them stay with their mothers for 7 days, but give them to me on the 8th day. So that tells you when, like, to sacrifice. When, like, the time frame. The 8th day is important because that's their circumcision day. God wants to make sure that they're breathing, that they're viable, like, healthy infants that are being sacrificed to him. And then so after they break their necks, what happens? Oh, it gets worse. In Leviticus 22:27, when an ox or sheep or goat is born, it shall remain 7 days with its mother, and from the 8th day it shall be acceptable as the Lord's offering by fire. And so, yes, so they would be thrown into the fire according to Leviticus 22:27. So it gets worse. And do you guys want to know what the covenant of salt is?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, no,
that
but
is,
yes.
yeah, because it gets worse.
Yeah, I
You
know it
would
would
not
get worse,
believe.
but yes.
In Leviticus chapter 2:13, all your grain offerings you shall season with salt. You shall not omit from your grain offerings the salt of the covenant with your God. You, with all of your offerings, so, animal, infant, granary offerings, you shall offer salt. So, according to what I'm reading, they would break the neck, season them with salt, and then throw them in fire. Like, literally putting salt in the wounds.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's really brutal. That's all I have. But yeah, that's like the procedure of what the infant sacrifices were.
I want to address something really quick in chat for Ashley. Ashley, in the CLB it says, starting Revelation 13, and it is making all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free and the slaves, that they should be giving them a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, and that no one should be able to buy or sell except that one having the mark, the name of the wild beast or the number of its name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has a mind calculate the number of the wild beast, for it is a man's number, and its number is 666. Which, when you actually study, you find out that that is the number for Nero. So people took it to be the Antichrist, but that's really not what it is.
Yeah, Jewish gematria. And if you read it in Latin, it's 616.
Which is also
Which is
Nero's
still
number.
Nero in Latin. Yeah,
Yes.
that's why they found an old document where it actually had the exact same thing written, but the number was 616.
Yeah.
And it's old. It's either predates it or it's from that same era.
Yes. Hey, Quad, welcome to the show. Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, hi there. Good to see you again. I'm Claude. I'm 39.
Good to see you. What you got for us today?
Well, I'm an ordained minister myself. A little bit about myself. I'm a Pastafarian. We believe that our teachings came from Pirate Mosey got them from the top of Mount Salsa when he received the 8 I really rather you didn't, or the 8 condiments.
All hail the noodly appendages.
Oh, Ron, man, you know the story. Good, I don't have to repeat it. He boiled for your sins, I hope we're aware. But the only difference between my God and the Abrahamic God is we know that ours is fake, and that's kind of the point. But yeah, it's also to look at life a little less seriously, I would say.
I like that.
But right now I'm in elbows deep with clay because God knows I don't have enough projects going on. I've decided to start up a new one.
Yes, that when you're a creative type, that's what you do, right? You go from one creative activity to another one.
And then get upset that none of them were done. And it's like, wow,
Right.
I was helping an old lady clean out a lot of dirt, and she goes, I've got lots of good gardening stones and gardening soil you can use for your plants. I come over and it's all clay and bricks. So now I'm sculpting pet memorials and ashtrays.
Oh. Oh.
Because I'm a hoarder and I can't throw away the clay.
Well, at least you're making some good uses out of it.
Well, it was either that or start perhaps, getting involved with polygamy just to make rent. But
Well, hey.
shit's getting
If you gotta
expensive.
make rent, you gotta make rent. You know what I'm saying?
But what have we found Jesus yet? What are we talking about?
We were talking about many things today, so many things. But I think the last thing we were talking about was child sacrifice in the Bible and the mark of the beast.
Oh.
And
Sunday,
how could the
Sunday school and MAGA hats, I guess. No,
Well,
are we talking
yeah.
about old age or new age?
We're talking about the fact that why in Exodus does it say this? It shall serve as a sign on your hand and as an emblem on your forehead that by strength of hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt. So God is putting a mark on us to show us that he brought the Israelites out of Egypt. Why is Revelation saying that if we have that mark, it's from the Antichrist?
A good story needs an antagonist.
I could
It
weigh
does
in.
seem a little contradictory. Go ahead, Deacon.
Yeah, so the process of like using the forehead or the hand as markers wasn't exclusively done in the Jewish religion, but in Revelation there in chapter 13, the pronoun there used for like, and it shall cause great and small to receive this mark. The antecedent to that pronoun is the image of the beast, in that the image is the one that forces people to get the mark in order to buy or sell. Now, when I taught Revelation, I understood Revelation to be written during the time of Domitian. Now, Revelation has multiple authorship, so it's a little bit more complex than that. But there was a practice to put the emperor's mark on the charagma, literally, which is the same word used there, on goods as it was being traded. So it was like you wouldn't be able to do commerce or trade without this mark of the emperor, and that was the comment that I was making there. But the actual pronoun there tells us that it wouldn't be God's mark; that would be a special mark forced by the image of the beast.
So that's what Revelation is saying. But if I already have a mark because God gave me one on the forehead by strength of hand that the Lord brought us out of Egypt, then how would you know whether I got that mark from God or the
I think the idea would be a different mark, but it's not going to be literal in either of these cases, unless you go with
the Christians
the phallosactories.
Come on now, the Christians think this is a literal. There's going to be a literal mark on your head. You know that.
I always wonder if it's a mole or if it's Wednesday. For Ash Wednesday, when they get that thing, they get that, I always wonder what is the date? Is it all ready for that? And like, oh no, he has a mole on his forehead. My bad.
Have you ever tried to wipe that off of somebody accidentally? Because
you do it once, you never do it again.
Did you ever do it to the guy with the mole by accident?
That's the one I was talking about.
Gonna start selling Antichrist phylacteries if y'all are interested.
Okay, but are they going to be phallic-shaped phylacteries? That's the thing we need to know.
As Jesus said, the phylacteries wide and large.
Can you plug it in?
Matthew 23:25.
Well, hopefully it's cordless. Nobody needs a plug in a moment like that. Okay, well, we'll look forward to that after you're on the show, right, Deacon? Will you advertise it on the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna show up on Truth Wanted for the first time with just like a phallus on my forehead. It's gonna be glorious.
Oh, you guys all tune in for that. You guys have to all tune in for that. Okay.
And it will make you scream the Lord's name.
Over
Yes.
and over.
Well, you guys,
Looking
we
forward to
have
seeing
just
you on Talk Truth One.
9 more minutes of the show. If you have any questions or comments or anything, let us know. If you got something in the chat, let us know. YouTube, thank you so much for being here. I will be able to talk to you all soon. We're going to make it so that we can get calls from YouTube because you are actually the platform I'm trying to build. Doesn't feel like it now, but that's why we have goals, because I just have an old laptop, a pre-COVID laptop, if you will, and so it can't handle the streaming that we want to do. So we've got to upgrade some things around here. But tonight, midnight, Ex Parte comes out. You can go pre-save that on all of the streaming platforms, okay? Ex Parte is my deconstruction album. It includes all of the songs that you love because you love the songs, right? We have Water's Edge, Consent, Abelina Ballerina, Miss Me Without Misogyny, No Kings, No Gods, Ex Parte, and my newest song is called You Saw It. And it's the story of Hagar and how she was the only person to ever give God a name. And that name is the God who sees. And a lot of people think, like they'll teach you that that means like God saw her and God met her where she was at. And that sounds lovely, but it also sounds like a bunch of bullshit because once God saw her, he sent her back to be abused even further. So, and then she gives birth to a son that he doesn't even care about, like God nor Abraham even care about. So the whole abuse of Hagar was for naught. It was just ridiculous. But check out You Saw It. It is on my timeline. So hey, Sunny, good to see you. Check that out. I made a really cool video too. It's very visually beautiful. So I think you guys and intriguing, if you will. Also, I have an EP out called A Seat at the Table. Check that out everywhere you stream music as well.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's a very it's like a mini musical. It's like if you listen to all 3 parts, it's about 12 minutes long. It's a 3-part triptych that I wrote. I didn't mean to write a 3-part triptych, but when I was writing this song, it became like bigger than I intended it, but I couldn't cut anything because I thought the messages were important. So Act 1 is about Nazi Germany. Act 2 is modern times, and Act 3 is about personally me finding my seat at the table. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you. Hi, Wolfie. Oh, you haven't loaded yet. Let me give you a chance to load here. Hey, Wolfie,
Hello.
can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, I'm 30.
All right. Did you have a question today?
Sure. I'm deconstructing from atheism and Satanism. Well,
Oh, really?
one after the other. What would you recommend for somebody who's trying to be a new Christian?
Oh, I wouldn't recommend anything for that. I personally don't know how you deconstruct from atheism to become a Christian. It wouldn't make sense to me because deconstruction means tear aparting your beliefs to see if they comport with reality.
Right.
And there's nothing about atheism that doesn't comport with reality.
Sure, it does. The doctrine of
Nor
atheism.
does it relate to Satanism.
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, one could be associated with the other,
Only
but
if they're trying to mock.
Yeah.
I'm trying to deconstruct from atheism.
What a part about your atheism are you trying to deconstruct? What really bothers you the most about your atheism?
Just the whole fact that, there's no kind of any kind of spiritual being now that I know that it's
Oh,
real.
oh yeah. That was a little hard, I think, when I first deconstructed to realize that there really isn't anything supernatural or metaphysical. But once I came to terms with that, that was very empowering because it made me realize that
That there is a God, yeah.
Wolfie, did you really want to come up and have a conversation?
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
he's being disingenuous, to be honest.
Let me find out. Then why would you interrupt me while I was talking, Wolfie?
I was interjecting, not interrupting.
No,
There's a
you were
difference.
interrupting.
I'm
But
listening.
have good luck with your deconstruction. I hope you find the Jesus that you obviously already have and already love, and you go be that good Christian. Okay, I want to actually have real conversations. If you just want to come up here to hate on atheism and to project your Christianity on people, you're in the wrong live, pumpkin. You need to go to live. Okay.
I just adore you, darling. You smell the bullshit. I didn't even have to say anything. I love it.
No, no,
And
you
you
don't
do
want
it
a
so
real combo.
sweetly too.
Not always, Quad, not always. That's why they call me the dark crystal too, because they're like, okay, you don't want like if it's bigotry or racism or something, nobody's gonna hear nice words coming out of my mouth. No. Casey, Gator don't play no shit. You know it, Casey. I missed you. I missed you, Casey. I'm glad to see you around. I'm not running. It's not a debate show. That's where, whenever you guys say that I'm running, it tells me you don't understand the show. It tells me you think that I'm a debate space, but I'm not. It's a conversation space. And that's what I wanted to have. Now, if it's really important to you, Wolfie, hear me out. I want everybody to hear me out. You go tell everybody that you beat a 60-year-old lady in a debate about atheism. Okay, you go tell everybody. Go say, I beat Crystaljae. They're all gonna laugh at you, but you go tell them anyway. Okay, that makes you feel better.
Or perhaps find something productive to do.
Yeah, oh, maybe that. Casey said, I once saw Crystal rip the Little Dipper out of the sky and use it to sip the tears of Yahweh. It's true, I did.
I didn't see it, but I believe it. Like by faith, I accept this happens. It comports with everything I've seen of Crystal.
Obviously, I did. Well, you guys,
my opinion on the whole Dipper thing is that you perhaps flicked Noah off of the handle of it before.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and close up shop for the day. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Don't forget, midnight tonight, ex parte. I might have to pop in some shows tonight to remind you guys. So I don't know. Check out some of your favorite creators tonight. Maybe I'm going to pop in there. Maybe I'm going to say hi, and maybe I'm going to promote my new album, Ex Parte. Check it out wherever you stream, whatever you stream. Okay, go check that out. It's under Crystaljae. That's what it is. And my record label, Secular Praise Records. That's right. Because you had to choose a name for your imaginary record label. So that's what I chose. But you guys have a great day. Let's all go rate, trust, but verify. I will see you around the mean streets of TikTok and YouTube. Have a good day.
Of the time.
And really bad things.
I cannot. Yeah, of course, that too.
So how are they on the right
did
path?
not-
What is the great time that Christian?
No, I did not say they're on the right path. I said they could be on the right path.
You said they're on the right path, but doing the wrong thing.
No, I said they could be.
So could Hitler have, but like we don't see that about
Hitler
him.
is evil. Hitler is evil. He's not trying to be on the good path. Christians are. They're trying
By hating gays.
No, there are Christian organizations like, for example, let me give you an example that like and love the gays and they accept them, LGBT and everyone. And this is a
okay,
fact.
but that's not Christianity.
That's
That
just
is
progressivism. That's just
Well, okay,
progressivism.
okay. Well, I'm just saying that
Those are
is what
progressives who
Christianity
are
represents,
Christian.
correct or no? You say
No,
no.
I've read the book. The book does not represent this.
Are
The
you
book.
Christian? Are
No,
you
I'm an
Christian?
atheist. I've read the book.
Hey, God bless you. I love you, but I'm saying I'm trying to talk to
What
Christians
God?
about it.
Why would you talk to? We're not Christian. We want to talk to Christians. That's why it says Christians are
Oh,
cussed up.
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian.
Really? I thought you weren't a
Okay.
Christian. Why is this going back and forth
No.
like this? Why are you lying so much?
Because
Why are you
Christians
going back
lie.